Chapter 3103. At South Hill Manor in China. After the guests left, South Hill Manor was empty. "Sir, you haven't fully recovered yet. Go and rest. I'll take care of things here." Uncle Lee walked over. "I'm fine, Uncle Lee. You don't have to treat me like a patient. I'm back to normal." "That won't do. After all, you just had surgery. I saw the old madam made you some tonic soup in the kitchen. You should rest." Chin Chu nodded, turned around, and went upstairs to the study. Then he sat down in a chair, and a string of numbers appeared in his mind. He dialed the complicated numbers on his cell phone. 10 seconds later, a girl's image appeared in the air. "Hello, I'm Lu Yin. Where are you?" "What? Even you're interested in my whereabouts?" Lu Yin chuckled. "No, I'm not interested. I just want to see how far you are from where I'm going. I'm in the air on a private jet." Lu Yin leaned against the leather sofa in the inner cabin and stuck out her tongue playfully. "Where are you flying to?" "Brazil. I'm going to collect a debt." "Collect a debt?" Chin Chu frowned slightly. "She's going to collect a debt." Xiao Fei interrupted. "Shut up." Lu Yin glared at Xiao Fei. "What's going on?" It's an enemy of mine. I've been looking for him. Someone saw him in Brazil, so I'm going to kill him," Lu Yin said casually. She made it sound as if killing someone was as easy as killing a chicken. "Then don't go. I have something more important for you." "What is it?" Hearing Chin Chu's tone, Lu Yin knew it must be something important. Now, it seemed that the important thing Chin Chu was talking about had something to do with her sister. "I found some clues that might lead to your sister's whereabouts." "Really?" Lu Yin stood up in excitement, unable to suppress her ecstasy. "Ah Chang said Sydney, so it must be Australia, which means it's close to Australia. Check all the big and small private islands around Australia. The faster the better. Find out which island owner is Chinese." No, Huasi Qian, that cunning guy, would never use his own name. He wouldn't even use a Chinese name. Maybe it's a foreigner's name. Anyway, check all the islands around Australia. "Australia? That's not far away. Where did you get the information? Is it accurate?" Lu Yin was hesitant. "You don't have to ask me where I got it from, but the news is definitely reliable. It's definitely from Australia." Chin Chu believed that the last piece of information Ah Cheng told him was absolutely true. He wasn't spouting nonsense. This was human nature. "Okay, I'll check it now, but I don't think it's that easy," Lu Yin said. "Yeah, maybe he installed some electronic devices on some of the islands to block the signals. So, you have to check the locations of the islands from the ancient archives. Also, you have to pay attention to which islands have frequent visitors recently. There should be records. Australia is so big and has so many surveillance cameras. It's impossible that they can't capture any of them. I don't believe Huasi Qian would be so careful." Chin Chu was sure that Huasi Qian would make a mistake. "I got it. If the information is accurate and my sister is really in Australia, I think I'll be able to find her in less than 3 days," Lu Yin said smugly. 3 days is too long. "Lu Yin, I'll fly there tonight. Let's meet in Sydney," Chin Chu said. Chapter 3104. At night, Huamin went down to the basement to see Huasi Qian, or rather Jack. When she opened the door and entered, he was leaning against the wall, sitting there. He didn't eat the food she gave him, but he drank all the water. It seemed like he was very thirsty. Hearing her footsteps, he slowly looked up. "Mian, you're here." His tone surprised Huamin slightly. "Mian, how long have I been unconscious?" He asked hoarsely. "You don't even know what happened?" "I know, of course I know. Is it because Jack is coming out to make trouble?" "So, I locked myself up and put the key in the room. You saw it, right?" "When did you wake up?" Huamin looked at him calmly. "An hour ago," he said calmly. "Then why didn't you call me?" "Because I knew you would come." "Haven't you been bringing me, Jack, food and water all this time?" But he didn't eat it. Huamin looked at the untouched food and said, "Yes, Jack is very suspicious. He won't eat the food you give him. He's afraid that you'll do something to it." "Then let him starve to death," Huamin said. Huasi Qian smiled faintly. Huamin carefully observed Huasi Qian's expression. Indeed, the hostility in his eyes was gone. "But, Mian, can you unlock the door for me? Can you let me out? I can't stay in this dark basement forever." "Let you out? Do you think I'm that stupid?" But if you don't let me go, my subordinates will come after you if they can't see me. You're so smart. You shouldn't do something so stupid. When will your subordinates come? Huamin had always wanted to know how long it would take for them to come so that he could find a way to leave the island. Mian, are you trying to trick me? Hua Xiqian smiled. Yes. Do you think I would tell you such a secret? That's good. You can continue to stay here. After speaking, Huamin turned around and left. In an instant, Hua Xiqian's eyes turned sinister. Oh, by the way, you seem to be very thirsty. Here, this is for you. Huamin picked up a bottle of water and threw it over. Then, she turned around and left the room. Hua Xiqian didn't call out to her, because he knew that with Huamin's personality, she wouldn't let him go so easily. After returning to the cabin, Huamin slowly took out the medicine he had found in Hua Xiqian's box. That was the medicine that suppressed his second personality, and it was indeed gone. It seemed that the second personality, Jack, had appeared because the medicine was gone. Huamin carefully looked at the medicine bottle. The ingredients were clearly written on it. If an outsider saw it, they wouldn't think much of it, but Huamin was a doctor and was very sensitive to the ingredients. At night, Huamin simply cooked some porridge and calculated the time in his mind as if he was waiting for something. At South Hill Manor, after calling Lu Yin, Qin Shu walked out of the study. He bumped into Qin Ning. Big brother, are you going out? Yeah. Are the kids asleep? Little Bean is asleep. Pudding is still playing on her phone, Qin Ning said. You can stay at home for a few days. Uncle is here, so you can help me take care of Pudding and Little Bean. Big brother, you're going out? Qin Ning guessed that her brother was going somewhere far away. Yeah, I'm going to Australia. That far. Qin Ning was slightly surprised at the mention of Australia. Chapter 3105. MHM, when will you be back? I don't know yet. Qin Ning, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Qin Shu patted Qin Ning's head lovingly. Big brother, have you heard from my sister-in-law? Yes. Qin Shu nodded. Are you sure you want to go alone? I don't want you to face Hua Xiqian alone. Qin Ning thought it would be another fierce battle between her brother and Hua Xiqian. It's okay. Hua Xiqian isn't that scary. I'll ask Tang Chuan to go with you. I'll feel better if he helps you. Qin Ning picked up her cell phone and was about to call Tang Chuan. Ning, to be honest, this trip will be very dangerous. I didn't even ask Su Yu, let alone Tang Chuan. But don't worry, I have helpers abroad. Really? MHM, isn't Rick going too? Isn't his family very powerful? They don't know if he's not going. After I leave, if anyone asks, just tell them. But Qin Ning wanted to say something, but Qin Shu didn't give her a chance. It's about time. I'll go now, Ning. Big brother, aren't you going to tell them? Help me tell them that when I come back, I'll definitely bring their mommy with me. Then Qin Shu hurried downstairs with a briefcase. The driver drove him to the airport. Qin Ning had mixed feelings. She knew how much her brother loved her sister-in-law. Perhaps no one in the world wanted to see her more than he did. On the top floor of a commercial building in a country in the Middle East, Sir, Mr. Nalo is here, Ian's subordinate reported carefully. My brother is here. Ian raised his finger and put it to his lips with a faint smile. Then, a tall blond man in a black shirt walked in. His aura was very similar to Ian's, but his eyes weren't as gloomy and strange. Ian, where did Hua Xiqian go? Kid, aren't you going to call me Big Brother? Ian laughed. Cut the crap. Where did you take him? What are you talking about? Why did you say that I did it? I'm looking for him too. You should know that. Cut the crap. If it weren't for you pressuring him, why would he be like this? I just can't stand it. You can't catch the professor and his daughter, so you put your attention on him. In fact, the professor's other daughter disappeared in the country many years ago, and the professor himself didn't look for her. Are you sure you want to look for the legendary professor's eldest daughter? Brother, you're wrong. Not only am I going to look for her, I think I already know who she is. You mean you found it? Nalo narrowed his eyes slightly at his brother. Yes, I think that person must be her. Then where is she now? Nalo didn't seem to believe Ian's words. Unfortunately, that woman was taken away by Hua Xiqian. They disappeared together. Ian wasn't stupid. On the contrary, he was very smart and cunning. Hua Xiqian had repeatedly begged Ian to extend the deadline, but in the end, he mysteriously disappeared. He didn't believe that Hua Xiqian had jumped off a cliff to commit suicide. Therefore, there was only one possibility. It was very likely that Hua Xiqian's beloved woman was the long-lost eldest daughter of the professor he was looking for. Of course, he wouldn't know until he caught the woman and did a DNA comparison. So, where is Hua Xiqian now? Nalo seemed to want to know about him. Chapter 3106. How would I know? If I knew, I wouldn't be waiting here. I would have caught him long ago. Didn't you go to China? Nalo stared into Ian's eyes, obviously not believing him. You're well informed. Ian sneered. Nalo didn't speak. He just stared at him. But since you know that I went to China, you should know that Lu Yin bombed my plane. I almost didn't make it back, okay? Aren't you still alive? You're standing here alive. Nalo's face was expressionless. Okay, my brother. Your words are always so unique, and your face is always so calm. Ian smiled. Seeing that Nalo didn't speak, Ian continued. If you're here to find out where that guy is, then unfortunately, I don't know where he is. I've been playing cat and mouse with Lu Yin and haven't had time to catch him. How about this? Since you're free these days, you can go and find out where he is. If you find him, you can have Hua Xiqian, and I can have his sweetheart. What do you think? Do you think it's possible? If I find him, do you think I'll give him to you? Nalo sneered. Then we'll have to rely on our own abilities. Ian spread his hands, looking helpless and benevolent. Nalo turned to leave. Hey, my brother, I advise you to give up on that guy. I think a woman is more suitable for you. That thing is hard to deal with. Shut up. Fuck you. One more word and I'll tear your mouth off. Nalo turned his head abruptly and cursed at Ian. Surprisingly, Ian wasn't angry. He just smiled. Then, Nalo left the building with his subordinates. After Nalo left, one of Ian's subordinates approached him cautiously. Sir, should we follow Mr. Nalo? Why? Ian glanced at his subordinate from the corner of his eyes. Mr. Nalo was so disrespectful to you. I was wondering if we should follow him and find a chance. The subordinate made a throat-slitting gesture. However, as soon as he finished, he was slapped hard by Ian, and he saw stars. That's my brother, but Lord Nalo said he was going to kill you. He was just saying it out of anger. Did you really take it seriously? He and I came from the same mother's womb. How can we kill each other? Yes. Sir is right. This lowly one deserves to die. The subordinate was terrified. He wanted to win Ian's favor, but he didn't expect to anger him. He really didn't expect that a bloodthirsty guy like Ian would actually have a so-called brotherhood. This was really surprising. His subordinate scrambled to his feet and was about to leave. Ian called out to her again. Wait a minute. Sir, do you have any other orders? Find an expert to follow them. Don't be discovered. Yes, sir. Then find a chance to kill the people around Nalo. Just kill 2 of them. Give him a warning and tell him that I'm not that easy to bully, Ian said word by word. Yes, sir. Ian was famous for his fickleness and his mood swings. He made the decision 1 second and changed it the next second. For example, a moment ago, he had bragged about his brotherhood, but in the next second, he wanted to kill the people around his brother as a warning to others. On the private plane, Xiao Fei. Lu Yin ran over with a smile and sat down beside Xiao Fei. What? Xiao Fei looked at her warily. Chapter 3107. Hee, I have a favor to ask. Lu Yin continued to smile. No. Fuck. I haven't even said what it is, and you're already rejecting me. How can you do this? Lu Yin exploded. You don't have to say it. I can tell from your fawning expression that it's nothing good. Xiao Fei continued to play the game on his tablet. No way, it's just a little thing. Do you want it? Take off your clothes and lie down. I'll satisfy you after this round. Fuck you, Psycho Xiao. Are you fucking shameless? Lu Yin exploded. Xiao Fei was usually quiet and reserved, but when it came to critical moments, every word he said was a classic. Lu Yin almost fainted from anger. Ahem. At the door, one of her subordinates coughed and reminded her. Why are you standing at the door? Are you a door god? I'm in a dilemma. Should I let you get down to business first, boss, or report your new information first? What business? Lu Yin wondered what was wrong with her subordinate today. Ahem. Boss, are you and young Master Qiao? You guys should do your business first. Huh, I'll come back later. Is 20 minutes enough? Then the subordinate turned around and was about to run. You fucking come back here. Lu Yin picked up a trash can and threw it at him. Luckily, the guy dodged quickly, or else his head would have exploded. He had been with Lu Yin for a long time and was used to her violence. When other mercenary commanders mentioned Lu Yin, they didn't call her second young mistress. Instead, they called her Berserk Luo Li. Yes, Lu Yin was young and had a delicate baby face. However, she had a violent temper and would kill at any moment. Sometimes she would use big moves and all kinds of explosives. No wonder even Ian would get a headache whenever he saw her. She was indeed the professor's daughter. In comparison, Huamin was much quieter. Ha ha, boss, it's true. It's okay, we're all adults. I understand. Understand my ass. Come back here, or I'll break your legs, Lu Yin threatened. Xiao Fei was still calmly playing a parkour game on his tablet. He didn't even look up, as if he was used to this kind of violent scene. Don't. Boss, I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. Speak. Lu Yin crossed her legs and glared at her subordinate. Our informant in Brazil just said that Pierce is now swimming in South Beach with a few young Brazilian models and a star player accompanying him. I wonder if we should make a move now. No need. Boss, are we just going to let him go like this? Of course not. It's just that I have something more important to do now. The plane has changed its route. We're going to Australia now. Then we can find someone to kill him in Brazil. We don't have to do it ourselves. No, Lu Yin said without hesitation. Boss, are you afraid that those people are unreliable and will ruin your plan and alert the enemy? No. I'm going to kill that bastard Pierce with my own hands and kick his head like a soccer ball. Lu Yin was furious at the mention of Pierce. All right, boss. We'll do as you say. Tell the spies in Brazil to pay attention to his movements. This bastard won't leave immediately after going to Brazil. After I'm done with my sister's matter, I'll go and cripple him. Okay, boss. I'll go now. Then the guy turned and ran, not daring to waste Lu Yin's time. After her subordinate left, Lu Yin looked back. She smiled hypocritically. Young Master Qiao, can you do me a small favor? Chapter 3108. No. Xiao Fei still refused mercilessly. If you don't agree, I won't be friends with you. Humph. Captain, are we in Syria? Ask this guy to get off the plane, Lu Yin said deliberately. Hearing this, Xiao Fei put down the tablet on the table. Hey, my lady, are you kidding me? If I don't agree, you'll turn on me. Are you a female bandit? No, I'm a bandit, one level higher than a bandit. Thank you. Lu Yin smiled shamelessly. Xiao Fei, do you love me or not? Xiao Fei, if I say I love you, you'll take advantage of me. If I say I don't love you, you'll ask me to get off the plane. So do I love you or not? Xiao Fei was dumbfounded. Ha! Are you fucking funny? I'm dying of laughter. I haven't seen you in such a good mood in a long time. It seems you're determined to rescue Sister Mian this time. Xiao Fei knew that Lu Yin must know that she could save Huan Mian if she laughed so heartlessly. That's right. I'll see my sister soon. I don't want her to go home yet. Where are we going? Xiao Fei was puzzled. To my place. My sister rarely comes out. I want to treat her to a meal of cobra meat to satisfy my craving. Xiao Fei, Sister Mian is so quiet. Don't scare her, okay? Anyway, I want to treat my sister well. Let's rescue her first. We don't know which island she's hiding on. Xiao Fei sighed slightly. As long as she's in Australia, it'll be easy. In Australia, I have connections with both the government and the mafia. I have friends in both. Lu Yin was very confident. Then she sat down beside Xiao Fei and hugged his arm coquettishly. Xiao Fei, don't you want to do me a little favor? Just one. Xiao Fei lowered his head and glanced at the view under Lu Yin's collar. If you want to seduce me, I'll think about it. Damn it, you're trying to take advantage of me again. Lu Yin immediately knocked his head. Okay, stop messing around. What do you want me to do? Tell me. Xiao Fei finally gave in to Lu Yin. Huh, so you agree? Cut the crap. Xiao Fei didn't want to waste any more time with her. It's like this. I'll go first. Don't get too excited after I finish. I know it's not a good thing from your foreshadowing. Xiao Fei glanced at Lu Yin. Hee, I'll tell you what happened. Then Lu Yin told him about the incident. No, I won't do it. Xiao Fei's face darkened. Oh, just this once, okay? Lu Yin continued to act cute. I'm not doing it. It's too embarrassing. Xiao Fei shook his head. What are you afraid of? This isn't Russia. Not many people know you. Why don't you look for someone else? Why me? Xiao Fei wondered. Because you're the most good-looking among us. Are you kidding me? I'm not as good-looking as you. Why don't you do it yourself? Xiao Fei said angrily. But that old guy doesn't like women. He's always lusted after men. So you're willing to give your man away? Just as bait. I'm not really giving him away, Lu Yin said. Are you really willing to do that? Xiao Fei looked angry. I can't catch the wolf without risking the child. Lu Yin looked innocent. Chapter 3109. Aren't you afraid that the baby will die before you can trap the wolf? Pooh! Don't say such ominous things. You won't. I have faith in you, Psycho Xiao. You're quite handsome. Xiao Fei, come on, Psycho Xiao. Just this once? Lu Yin kept flirting with him. Lu Yin's subordinates stood outside the cabin door. What's going on inside? Our boss is flirting with young Master Xiao? Someone asked. Does the boss still want to eat wontons? Xiao Fei won't give her a bag? Of course not. I heard it for a while, and it seems like the boss wants young Master Xiao to seduce an old guy. So scary? Yeah, it must be related to the boss's sister. This old psycho is a big shot in Australia and is in charge of investigating all the islands, I see. Poor young Master Xiao. The boss is willing to let him go? I think the boss is just stalling for time. She doesn't really want young Master Xiao to seduce the old guy. Okay. Small shrimps like us don't understand the world of the masters. South Hill Manor. Qin Shu took the last flight out of Sea City and transferred to Australia to save Huamin. He had no time to waste. Late at night, Qin Ning felt hot and couldn't sleep. She went downstairs for a cup of coffee and chatted with Tang Chuan on WeChat. Baby Ning, why aren't you asleep? I can't sleep. Hee, are you thinking of this young master? You're shameless again, but I miss you so much. When will you move back? Did I promise you I would move back? You can't do this to me. I've felt the warmth of the world while you lived here. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not the virtuous type. I can't mop the floor, wash the clothes, or cook. The most I can do is make you instant noodles. Qin Ning chuckled. Even if it's just instant noodles, it's still delicious. You're such a smooth talker. To be honest, come back quickly. Don't move away. We can live together. Are you trying to take advantage of me again? Of course I'm taking advantage of you. I'm not Lu Xiaohui. Besides, normal men would have some improper thoughts when they see the woman they love. If you continue to torture me like this, I'll suffocate to death. Then I'll suffocate to death. If I suffocate to death, you'll become a widow. Don't talk nonsense. As soon as Qin Ning replied, she heard footsteps coming down the stairs. She quickly put down her phone and looked up. It was Pudding. Pudding, what time is it? Why aren't you sleeping? Qin Ning was surprised. Andy, where's my daddy? Your daddy? Qin Ning didn't have the heart to say it. Her brother had just been discharged from the hospital, but he had left in the middle of the night. Would the child feel very disappointed and insecure? I just went to his room and found that there was no one. The room was very clean. Even his phone and razor were gone. Where did my daddy go? Did he go somewhere far away? Pudding calmly asked a lot of questions. Qin Ning had to admit that the child was very attentive. She noticed all these details. Yeah, Pudding, come here. Annie wants to talk to you. Qin Ning waved her hand and called Pudding over. Pudding was wearing a white cotton nightgown. Her long hair hung down. Although she was young, she was already stunningly beautiful. Your daddy did go somewhere far away. He told you not to worry. When he comes back, he'll take your mommy with him. I knew daddy wanted to save mommy. Why aren't you sleeping? What time is it? I asked handsome Sue to video chat. You asked Suyu to video chat? What time is it? I have something to talk to him about, Pudding said seriously. Just then, Pudding's phone rang. It was a video chat invitation from Suyu. Chapter 3110. Auntie, I'm going to take this call. Pudding walked upstairs with her phone in her hand. Kid, you're being so mysterious behind my back. Qin Ning chuckled and continued texting Tang Chuan. Pudding walked to the second-floor hallway and sat on the balcony, looking out at the night sky. South Hill Manor was designed by Qin Shu with great care. Although it was a castle-like house, it wasn't scary at all. Instead, it looked like a fairy tale. Every night, the colorful lights outside the window lit up, and there was a musical fountain. It made people feel very comfortable. Handsome Sue. Pudding picked up the video call and leaned her petite body against the pillar behind her. Wow, why is it so dark over there? Sue asked. Because I'm on the balcony. It's a little dark here. Why don't you go back to your room? It's very windy at night, Sue asked with concern. My sister fell asleep. I was going to go upstairs, but I saw Annie texting Uncle Tang. Okay. Do you want to put on some clothes? No, I'm not cold. Kid, why did you video call me so late at night? Handsome Sue, are you at home now? Yeah. Don't you see the study behind me? Sue zoomed in on the study, afraid that Pudding wouldn't believe him. Are you alone at home? Of course. Don't you know what kind of person your Uncle Sue is? Sue laughed. He thought that even Tang Chuan often made fun of him for being single. His friends are all couples. Only Sue was the kindest third wheel wherever he went. It's okay. I was just asking. After all, I don't want anyone to know what I'm about to say. What's the matter? Why are you being so secretive? Sue thought that whatever Pudding was thinking about, it must be something big. Pudding wasn't as greedy as Little Bean. She was more like an adult and knew how to plan for her future. Did anyone take over Hua Xiqian's company? Pudding asked. No, that's good. Pudding nodded happily. When? You want it? Yes. Sue was a little surprised. Pudding, why do you want that crappy company? It's just an empty shell. Didn't you sell all the shares I asked you to? Yes, I have a lot of cash now. So, that's why I want to set up a company to play with, Pudding said seriously. Girl, you're still young. Why do you have to worry about the company? You're not short of money. Your family can't spend all of your daddy's company, even if you spend 10 lifetimes. Okay? Sue thought that Pudding was looking for trouble. That's different. Daddy's company is daddy's, and I want my own. I don't want to do much. I just want to be a venture capitalist and speculate in the stock market. Even though Hua Xiqian's company went bankrupt, its foundation is still there. I want to take it over and operate it directly. Also, it's the Hua family's business, and my mommy's surname is Hua, so it shouldn't fall into the hands of an outsider. Hua Zhenghai betrayed my grandma, so it's reasonable that I want to take over. Seeing that Sue didn't support her, Pudding analyzed the pros and cons. Sue was speechless. Pudding, even if the whole corporation is an empty shell company, it still needs a lot of money. Do you have that much money? Sue asked. Chapter 3111. No, Pudding said innocently. So I'm going to borrow it from you. Sue, handsome Sue, you won't refuse to lend it to me, right? Pudding blinked her big, adorable eyes. No, I'll definitely lend it to you. Okay, so I need you to give me the preliminary data. Okay, I'll ask the company to make a detailed report for you. But, Sue hesitated. But what? Although the Hua Corporation is a mess, there are still many profiteers eyeing it. I believe in handsome Sue's ability. It won't be hard for you to help me take over the whole corporation. Pudding was very confident. That's true. But as for the legal name of the company, who do you plan to use? After all, you're too young to use your daddy's or mommy's names. It'll be too eye-catching and will be on the news. I know. I've thought about it. I'll use my grandma's name. Sue, not many people are familiar with my grandma's name. Besides, Hu Zhenghai owed my grandma back then, okay? You win. Sue was surprised that a child could be so thoughtful. In that case, it'll be easy. I'll give you the data tomorrow and contact the company to help you take over the company as soon as possible. Okay. Pudding nodded. Then go to sleep. It's already so late. Be careful of your panda eyes. Sue felt a little sleepy, but the little one sitting across from him seemed to be very energetic. Handsome Sue. Yeah? My daddy went to Australia overnight. She went to Australia? Sue was surprised. Yeah. I think he found out where my mommy is. Damn. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Sue was surprised. You know how my daddy does things. He didn't tell anyone. He only told my Annie a few words. I only found out about it later. Is it too late if I go now? Suyu was anxious. You don't have to go. Handsome Sue, just stay at home and guard the back. My daddy is afraid that someone will attack us. How could that be? Who would dare? I'm going to skin him alive. I just want to say that you don't have to worry, Handsome Sue. I believe that my mommy will come back safe and sound soon. Of course. Who's your mommy? She's the mighty and domineering Dr. Hua. Suyu smiled gently. That's right. Every time he mentioned Huamin, even if it was just her name, Suyu would feel as if spring had come and flowers had bloomed. My daddy's trip to Australia must have been planned. There will be people there to help him, so we just have to wait for mommy to come back. Yes. Suyu nodded. Good night, Handsome Sue. When the data comes out tomorrow, just ask your secretary to email me the electronic version. I'll discuss the follow-up with you after I read it. Okay, our female entrepreneur. Suyu teased her on purpose. He had known since she was little that she had a good head for business. It seemed like someone would inherit Qin Chu's billion-yuan fortune. Suyu suddenly envied Qin Chu, who had a daughter and could do anything. He even secretly fantasized about when he would have a child of his own. It would be best if it was a daughter. Yes, he also liked girls. On the deserted island, when it was about time, Huamin went to the basement again. Little Sister Mian, why do you keep going back and forth like this? Huasiqian smiled. Don't you feel uncomfortable? Huamin tilted his head and asked. What do you mean? He frowned slightly. What do you think, Jack? Did you enjoy pretending to be Huasiqian? Huamin smiled faintly. Chapter 31:12. Little Sister Mian, what do you mean? Jack continued to pretend. You think you can fool me just because you're good at pretending? You want me to let you go? Jack, do you think I'm an idiot? Haha, not bad. Huamin, it seems like I underestimated you. Jack sneered and slowly stood up. The chains on his body also made clanking noises. In this basement, it was unusually frightening. You think you did it perfectly? Yeah, I think I imitated him very well. I didn't expect you to see through me. Take a look at this. Huamin took out an empty medicine bottle. Jack frowned slightly. I'm a doctor. I know better than you what this medicine is for. Jack didn't speak. If Huasiqian didn't run out of medicine, you wouldn't have taken the opportunity to come out, right? How dare you continue to pretend to be Huasiqian in front of me? Don't you think it's funny? Fine, woman, you're good. You even saw through me. What do you want? I want to leave this place, Huamin said. Haha, easy. I told you, let me go first. Then I'll call my subordinates and let us go together. Isn't that good? Don't lie to me. If I let you go, I'd be dead. Will I still be here talking to you? Jack, let's not talk nonsense. I can't let you go. Huamin already knew how dangerous Jack was and wouldn't listen to his slanderous words. In the past few days, he had cursed Huamin with all kinds of nasty words. Jack hated Huamin very much. He wasn't Huasiqian and wouldn't show mercy to a woman. If you don't let me go, how are you going to leave this place? Isn't that a dream? Jack smiled. I want you to tell me when Huasiqian's men will arrive. You want to use his men to leave? Yes, that's impossible. They won't let you go. They only take orders from Huasiqian, which is me. Jack was overjoyed. You don't have to worry about that. I have my ways. Just answer my questions. Why should I answer your question? Who do you think you are? She's just a self-righteous, arrogant bitch. Jack looked at Huamin fiercely, as if he wanted to kill her. You're not going to tell me? Very good. Then don't blame me for being rude. After speaking, Huamin slowly sat down across from Jack. Then he took out a very small box from behind him. What's that? Jack had a bad feeling. What a coincidence. Although the birds don't lay eggs and the rabbits don't poop on this deserted island, there are actually many strange snakes, rats, and insects. This little centipede is so beautiful. Its whole body is blood red. If it bites you, it will be very interesting. After hearing Huamin's words, Jack's expression changed drastically. Don't worry, it won't kill you. At most, it'll make you wish you were dead. This little guy's poison is very strong. If it bites you, your body will slowly fester, but it won't let you die so quickly. When every inch of your skin rots, you'll die in pain like a mummy. Bitch, you're so vicious. Jack cursed at Huamin. Vicious? Oh no. Compared to you cold-blooded murderers, I'm very nice. I'm not a saint, but I only deal with bad people. You and Hua Xiqian, on the other hand, will do anything for your own benefit. People like you should have received retribution a long time ago. If I die, Hua Xiqian will die too. Jack reminded Huamin. Do you think I'll go easy on him? Huamin sneered. Chapter 31:13. Huamin, don't you dare. Jack jumped up in anger as he pointed at Huamin's nose and yelled at him. Why wouldn't I dare? There's only the two of us here, and we don't even know where we are right now. Even if you die here, no one will find out. If Hua Xiqian's subordinates find out, they'll kill you too. I won't let them find out. Jack. Huamin slowly opened the box and looked at the little thing inside with a smile on his face. Little baby, don't be afraid. Go. Take good care of that man. Don't let him be bored in the basement alone. Huamin, you're too fucking evil. To think that Hua Xiqian treated you so well. Well, you tricked me into this place where birds don't lay eggs and rabbits don't shit. You made it so that I can't see my husband and child. If you think that's good, then I'd rather he didn't treat me so well. How can you be so heartless? Do you think that if it weren't for Hua Xiqian, the child in your stomach would still be alive? Don't you think it's strange that the child in your stomach would still be alive after jumping off such a high cliff? Jack yelled at Huamin. Huamin didn't say anything. This was indeed strange. When she jumped off the cliff, her center of gravity was severely imbalanced. The impact was so high, and the fetus was so fragile. Yet, the fetus was still alive. Huamin didn't think it made sense. However, Hua Xiqian didn't tell her anything afterward, so she thought that perhaps the child was really lucky. Now that she heard Jack's tone, it seemed like there was something fishy that she didn't know about. That's because the wedding dress that was tailor-made for you had a cushioning layer inside. It can cushion pressure. Hua Xiqian already knew that you were pregnant, but he still wanted to protect your child. Huamin, are you really that heartless? He treated you like this. How can you bear to treat him like this? Jack seemed to know that Huamin was soft-hearted, so he wanted to use Hua Xiqian's kindness to move Huamin. To be honest, he treated me well. But he's him, you're you. Jack, don't forget, you're not the same person. But we're using the same body. If you use the venomous centipede on me, he'll also suffer. Then don't blame me. There's no reason in this world. Just think of it as the law of the jungle. The strong prey on the weak. Anyway, if you don't die, I won't have a good life either. I wanted to let you live, but you didn't want to leave. Don't blame me. Let me live. Jack was puzzled. Thinking back carefully, when did Huamin say that he would let him live? Seeing that he was wavering, Huamin continued. I told you, if you answer my questions properly, I'll still feed you well and ensure that you don't die. Jack, but it's fine if you don't want to tell me. Baby, go there and have a good meal. With that, Huamin placed the small box in front of Jack and was about to open it. Jack's expression changed drastically. No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you whatever you want to ask. At the last moment, Jack chickened out. This was within Huamin's expectations. Hearing this, Huamin carefully put away the box. Tell me, when will Hua Xiqian's men arrive? Within 24 hours, Jack said. What's the leader's name? Riley. I want to know his details. Riley is a white man with a high IQ. Hua Xiqian met him in Germany. Over the years, Hua Xiqian gave him a lot of money and weapons overseas. He has his own group of people in Germany. Someone like him specializes in transporting supplies. Huamin didn't believe it. He felt that Hua Xiqian was using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Chapter 31:14. Of course not. Riley is here to deliver the medicine to Hua Xiqian. I see. That's why you want me to let you go before they come to the island. Huamin finally understood why Jack was so irritable. Okay, I've said everything I need to say. Very good. Thank you. Huamin stood up with a smile. I saw how much Hua Xiqian likes you, and how Qin Shu and Su Yu are willing to risk their lives for you. I thought you were a kind woman, but it turns out that you're just this kind of person. You're vicious and disgusting when you're not around. No, you're wrong. I've never been kind. I'm only kind to the people I love. My husband knows what kind of person I am. You don't have to feel sorry for me. Then, Huamin took the small box and left the basement. When she walked out, she slowly opened the small box and smiled at the fun-looking cricket inside. "Little guy, thank you. Thank you for your help just now." Then Huamin let the little cricket go. Did it really think there was a poisonous centipede in the box? No, it was just a psychological tactic to scare Jack. In fact, Jack was really intimidated. He was scared and terrified. So, he told Huamin everything she wanted to know. This was the result that Huamin wanted the most. Suddenly, she felt that the day of leaving the island was just around the corner. Huamin hummed happily and walked toward the cabin. Within 24 hours, Huasiqian subordinates would come to the island. Then, everything would change. She didn't want to waste her life on this isolated island. Plus, she was pregnant with the fruit of her and Chin-Chu's love. It was her second baby. She wondered how Pudding and Lil Bean would feel when they saw the baby. His mother, Jixin, Xiaowei, Lingling, and Aiyang, Jiarik, Sisi, while suddenly thinking of so many friends, Huamin felt warm in his heart. He no longer felt like he was in utter despair. This time, no matter what, he had to leave the island successfully. A glass bottle appeared in Huamin's hand out of nowhere. It was half filled with a transparent liquid. Everything is destined. This time, no one can stop me from going home, no one. Huamin said in a low voice. In China, the Shun Group, President Shun, Madam. "Oh no, Miss Wei is here. Let her in." After listening to the secretary's report, Shun Mingxi put down his work. Looking at Wei Ying, who was about to walk in, he felt a little nervous and excited. He had never felt this way before. "Brother Mingxi." Coming, Shun Mingxi stood up. "And are you busy today?" "It's all right." With that, Shun Mingxi walked toward Wei Ying. Wei Ying was dressed casually today. She was wearing a pair of cropped jeans and a long, loose white shirt from a luxury brand. The casual outfit made Wei Ying look like a college student. "Sit down," Shun Mingxi said politely. At this moment, the female secretary knocked on the door and brought in 2 cups of coffee. "It's too hot. I'd rather have a cold one. Can I have ice?" Wei Ying smiled. "Sure, Miss Wei. Please wait a moment." "Thank you." Wei Ying nodded gently at the female secretary. Shun Mingxi had never seen Wei Ying like this before. He didn't know why Wei Ying was so irritable before, but now she seemed to have changed. "Big brother Mingxi, I've made progress on the thing you asked me to do. Here are the files. Take a look." With that, Wei Ying took out a stack of files from her handbag and placed them on the table. Chapter 31:15. "Okay, let me take a look." Shun Mingxi sat down casually beside Wei Ying. He didn't try to keep his distance, so he was very close to her. Wei Ying smelled the familiar perfume on him. It was her favorite. It was also Shun Mingxi's favorite perfume. But later, Hui Yanyan forced Shun Mingxi to change his perfume. It was a luxurious brand with a strong fragrance, but now it seemed that he changed it back. Thinking of this, Wei Ying's mood improved for no reason. She was going to talk about this at Chin-Chu's family dinner last time, but she didn't expect her brother to be so excited that day. In the end, Wei Ying left first, and Shun Mingxi left too. As a matter of fact, the two of them made an appointment to meet again in order to avoid unnecessary trouble. "Big brother Mingxi, I think these schools are good. My friend's niece and my best friend's nephew go to 2 of them. They're really good. You can check them out." "Okay." Shun Mingxi nodded. "But the child is so young. Are you sure you want to send her abroad?" "Yes." "Oh, okay." Wei Ying didn't know what to say. Wei Ying didn't dare to say much about Shun Mingxi's plan to send Tian Tian abroad. If she did, she would be suspected of having ulterior motives. After all, there were rumors that she and Shun Mingxi were getting back together. At this time, she was so eager to send the child abroad because she didn't want this burden as a stepmother. But that wasn't the truth. It was Shun Mingxi's idea to send Tian Tian abroad. But Shun Mingxi had been busy with the Shun Corporation and didn't have the time to check out the schools abroad. So one day, he posted on his WeChat friend circle, looking for a few reliable Chinese elementary schools in Singapore. Wei Ying happened to be awake at that time and replied to him with a few words. Wei Ying happened to have friends or relatives there, so she knew more about it. Later, Shun Mingxi sent Wei Ying a private message and asked her to take care of this matter. He didn't expect Wei Ying to be so efficient and take care of it like it was a big deal. She even did a lot of comparisons and provided a lot of detailed data. Tian Tian relies on you so much. Won't she be upset if you give her away like this? Wei Ying asked worriedly. I sent her abroad for her own good. It's obvious that it's no longer suitable for her to stay in China. There will always be gossip in school. If she grows up like this, her mentality will also be distorted. After all, what her mother did was disgraceful. As long as someone mentions it, she will feel uncomfortable. Once she leaves the country and changes her name, she won't have such troubles. You're doing this for her, but does she know? Wei Ying asked in a low voice. When she grows up, she will understand my good intentions. Big brother Mingxi, you're so good to that kid. Wei Ying licked her lips. She had mixed feelings when she said that. Seeing Shun Mingxi treat Hui Yinyan's daughter so well, Wei Ying was slightly upset. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that she was slightly jealous. Even if you have a puppy, after a long time, you'll have deep feelings for it, let alone a human. The grudges between adults are their own business. After all, the child is innocent. Ever since Tian Tian was born, she hasn't had many good days. Her biological father is like that, and her mother is like that. This child has a hard life. If I don't take care of her, her life will be ruined. Big brother Mingxi, I know what you mean. I understand you. You're a good person. Wei Ying looked at Shun Mingxi's profile and said earnestly, No, I'm not a good person. If I were, I wouldn't have hurt you so deeply. Wei Ying froze when she heard his words. This seemed to be the first time that Shun Mingxi had brought up their past again. Chapter 31:16. Ahem, Big brother Mingxi, that's all I can do for you. As for which school you want to choose for the kid, you could decide for yourself. I have other things to do, so I have to go. Okay. Shun Mingxi nodded and walked Wei Ying out. Thank you for helping me with the school. I'll treat you to dinner when I'm done. You're welcome. It's nothing. Wei Ying wasn't used to Shun Mingxi's sudden gentleness. Ever since she was a child, Wei Ying had always seen Shun Mingxi's cold face. Feeling guilty, she took the opportunity to find an excuse to leave the Shun Corporation. On the deserted island, Huamin calculated the time. When it was almost time, she couldn't fall asleep anymore. She got up and put on her clothes. She wandered around the beach, where boats could only approach. She knew Huasiqian's men would always dock here. At this time, the sky was just beginning to brighten. The sun slowly rose from the horizon, and the first rays of morning light shone on the sea. Huamin was mesmerized by the oil-painting scenery. Perhaps because she knew she was about to leave the island, she was in a good mood. Huamin even hummed a song. Gently awaken the sleeping soul. Slowly open your eyes. See if the busy world is still spinning lonely. The spring breeze is not romantic, blowing the young man's heart, drying the tears on his face with the wind. This was an old song, but it was also one of Huamin's favorite songs when she was in school. Every time she listened to this song, her heart would calm down. Most importantly, it was full of positive energy. When they were in high school, Qin Chu knew she liked it, so he went out of his way to buy her an authentic collector's album. As long as she was alive, there was hope in life, right? Not knowing how much time had passed, in the distance, they saw a white speedboat on the sea level heading towards them. Huamin couldn't suppress the excitement in her heart and stood up with a whoosh. She had already rehearsed how to deal with these people thousands of times in her mind. Sure enough, when the boat approached and docked at the shoal, a dozen tall men walked down in an instant. At the front of the group was a burly Caucasian man with brown hair. He was wearing a white Armani shirt and a pair of black sunglasses. There were more than a dozen men behind him, all of whom were foreigners. Huamin carefully walked over. Before he could get close, the group of people pointed their pistols at him from afar. Who are you? Stop right there. Her fluent English made Huamin stop 5 meters away. Are you Riley? Huamin looked at the leading man and gave him a friendly smile. Why are you here? Obviously, he knew Huamin's identity. It seems that my guess was right. Huamin did not answer his question directly. Instead, he muttered to himself, Where's the boss? Riley glanced around and didn't see Huasiqian, so he raised his guard. Are you asking about Huasiqian? Speaking of which, things are a bit complicated. Huamin also spoke to him in fluent English. Riley's expression changed slightly. He grabbed the pistol from his subordinate and strode up to Huamin. A black pistol was pressed against Huamin's head. "Tell me, where's my boss? What did you do to him?" Riley's eyes were extremely fierce. It seemed that he didn't have a good impression of Huamin. "Don't worry, he's still alive. It's just that there's a little problem." Huamin was still calm and answered without a change in her expression. Chapter 31:17. "What is it?" Riley asked. "It's hard to explain in a short time. Let's walk and talk." Riley stared at Huamin, trying to figure out what trick she was playing. "You'd better put down the gun. I don't like people pointing at my head. You know who I am. Since you know, you should know that I'm not your boss prisoner. He treats me much better than you do," Huamin said confidently. Hearing this, Riley slowly put down the gun. "Boss, this woman is easy to play tricks. We have to be careful," a black man behind him reminded him. "Don't worry, I'm just a woman. You have so many men with guns. Are you afraid of me?" Huamin smiled. "Don't play tricks. Otherwise, even if my boss likes you, I'll kill you." Riley coldly glanced at Huamin's face. "Let's go. I'll take you to a place. On the way, I'll tell you what happened." With that, Huamin walked in the front, followed by Riley and his men. They walked toward the basement. "Are you here to give him the medicine?" Huamin asked Riley in a low voice. Riley obviously heard Huamin's words. His body shook. "Don't look like that. I know his condition better than you. I saw it with my own eyes," Huamin said. "What's wrong with my boss? He's not your boss now. He's a second personality." Then, Huamin told Riley what had happened. Riley's face darkened. "I know you don't fully believe me, so I'll let you see it with your own eyes." Riley looked at Huamin in confusion. "Only you can go into the basement. Don't worry, I can't hurt you. You can take your pistol down there. Because it's not big, I'm afraid that any movement will cause Jack to play tricks. So, follow me down and do as I say. Then, you'll know the truth." "Boss, I'll go down. I'll replace you." A white man behind him seemed to care a lot about Riley. "No need. I won't be scared by a woman. You guys wait here. I'll go down." Riley didn't seem to take Huamin seriously because he knew that Huamin didn't have any weapons or skills. She was just a weak woman. Huamin held the flashlight and pushed the door open again. Jack immediately stood up. "Damned woman, what are you trying to do?" Yes, Huamin had come in and out again and again, and he had completely lost his patience. "Good morning, Jack. Did you sleep well last night?" Huamin chuckled. "Don't fucking play this game with me, bitch. Let me go. Are you regretting that you didn't strangle me to death?" Huamin asked with a smile. "Yes, if I knew that you were so difficult to deal with, I would have killed you back then. I shouldn't have been so lenient. You should really thank me. At that time, I made a mistake and allowed you to live until now. However, if I were given another chance, I would definitely tear you to pieces." Jack said fiercely. I'm so sad. If it were Hua Xiqian, he would never treat me like this. He wouldn't have the heart." Huamin deliberately emphasized. "Only that idiot would like you. I'm not him. I won't be gentle with you. I swear, if you fall into my hands again, I'll make you die a horrible death." "Bitch, bitch." After saying that, Jack struggled desperately a few times. He couldn't wait to strangle Huamin. He was like a mad beast. Huamin nodded with satisfaction and then shouted to the door, "See, Mr. Riley? This person is definitely not your boss." Chapter 31:18. Then, Riley opened the door and walked in slowly. He was a German and didn't understand Chinese, so Huamin told him to use a mobile app to translate. Therefore, he understood what Jack said to Huamin. Seeing Riley walk in, Jack's face changed, and he immediately changed his attitude. "Riley, let me go. Don't listen to that bitch. I'm your boss." Jack ordered Riley in perfect English. "What a joke. You're still calling yourself Hua Xiqian at a time like this?" Then, Huamin smiled and took out an empty medicine bottle. She said to Riley, "This is Hua Xiqian's medicine. It's finished." I guess he didn't expect his illness to act up so quickly, so he didn't ask you to deliver the medicine in a hurry, which delayed his recovery and let this psychopath out. I don't need to tell you what kind of person Jack is, but you should know. You're the boss here, so you call the shots. You have a weapon in your hand and so many people with you. You could decide whether to believe him or me. Huomin's expression was very calm. She didn't want Riley to believe her words, nor did she want to explain too much. That would only backfire. Bitch, you tricked me? Jack realized that this was Huomin's plan. She made Riley wait outside the door and forced him to get angry so that she could tell whether he was Jack or Huasiqian. Riley, don't believe her. This bitch locked me up. I'm your boss. Let me go. Jack wanted to get out even more urgently. He pinned his hope on Riley. Seeing that Riley didn't say anything and just looked at him, Jack said anxiously, I'm really your boss, Riley. Have you forgotten that we used to go to RG restaurant to eat steak and drink German beer in Germany? I also told you that I hated Ian and Nalo very much. You also told me that your sister was killed by Ian and that you wanted to take revenge on him. Have you forgotten all these? Jack tried to use Huasiqian's memory to make Riley believe that he was the real Huasiqian. But Riley was unmoved. Jack vaguely felt that something was wrong. Unexpectedly, Huomin turned to Riley and said with a smile, See, I told you that Jack is a psychopath with a high IQ. The fact that he shared memories with Huasiqian is very abnormal. I was almost fooled by him before, but now that I know it, it's all right. Yes, you're really not my boss. Riley looked at Jack calmly. Huomin, you damn woman. What on earth did you say to him? Jack vented his anger on Huomin again. Because on the way here, I told Riley about your situation, including what kind of words you would say and what kind of methods you would use. Jack was slightly shocked. Huomin was such a terrifying and meticulous woman. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Huomin smiled. I'm going to kill you, bitch. Jack struggled against the chains with all his might. However, Riley punched him in the stomach. Then he slowly leaned against the wall and collapsed. Be quiet, you bastard. Riley looked at Jack angrily. I think you can give him the medicine you brought. After a day and a night, your real boss will be back. Hearing this, Riley walked over, pinched Jack's mouth, opened the medicine bottle in his hand, and stuffed it into his mouth. Give it to me, you piece of shit. Go away, don't touch me. Jack seemed to resist, but Riley forced the medicine down his throat. Chapter 31:19. After Riley poured the medicine into Jack's mouth, Jack collapsed on the ground, exhausted. Riley, you can't beat this woman. If you don't guard against her, Huasiqian will deal with you when she escapes. Jack was still cursing behind Riley and Huomin as they walked out. Huomin chuckled and said, Jack seems to think highly of me. He thinks that a weak woman like me can run away from you guys with heavy weapons. Riley glanced at Huomin, but didn't say anything. When they came out, the sun was up. It was very hot on the island, and the ultraviolet rays were very strong. After walking on the island for a while, they were covered in sweat. When will he wake up? Did you say he's your boss? Huomin asked. Yeah. Didn't I tell you to let him sleep for a day and a night? We have to see if he really wakes up. Riley didn't say anything. When are you leaving? Huomin asked him. I want to see my boss wake up. Don't worry. I won't do anything to your boss. After all, if he dies, I won't live either, Huomin said. Just then, Riley looked at his subordinates and said, Move everything off the boat. We'll sleep here tonight. Okay. Then, a dozen men went to the boat and moved off the new round of supplies for Huasiqian. There was food, drink, red wine, steak, and even frozen seafood. Huomin knew Huasiqian didn't like seafood. It seemed that these were prepared for her. Just then, one of his subordinates came over with a big box and placed it at Huomin's feet. Boss prepared this for Miss Hua, the man said in English. Don't you want to open it and see? Riley asked Huomin. Huomin slowly squatted down and opened the box. His heart instantly warmed. There were many newborn clothes, little socks, little hats, some pink, some blue. There were also baby bottles and powdered milk, and even some nutritional products for pregnant women. Boss asked me to bring these over. They're all made in Germany, and I bought the most expensive ones, Riley said. I can tell. So, don't try anything funny. Just stay here. The boss treats you well. Huomin sneered. Huh. You make it sound like I should be grateful to him instead of hating him. Of course you should be grateful to him. He gave you everything you have. Riley seemed to respect Hua Xiqian very much and wouldn't allow Huamin to say no. Huamin took a deep breath and slowly stood up. He looked at Riley and said, "A thief stole a chicken from the chicken coop in the middle of the night. When they escaped, the chicken coop caught on fire. The chickens suddenly realized that if it hadn't been stolen, it would have been burned to death. So it was very grateful to the thief. So even if Hua Xiqian, your honorable boss, kidnapped me and separated me from my husband and my children, I should be grateful to him. At least I'm still alive and well, right?" Riley didn't say anything. What kind of logic is this? Tell me, is this a bastard's logic? Huamin asked. I don't allow you to talk about my boss like that. Riley seemed a little angry. He's your boss, not mine. Then, Huamin was angry and turned to walk back to the cabin. After Huamin entered the cabin alone, he immediately stood in front of the window nervously and watched them. He didn't know if his plan would succeed. Chapter 31:20. The sun on the island was getting hotter and hotter. Huamin looked through the window and saw that Riley and his men were all sweating from the heat. "Boss, I'm thirsty. Let's get some water." "Wait." Riley stopped his men. "What's wrong? Don't go to the wooden house." "Boss, you don't trust that woman?" Riley didn't speak. He just asked his men, "Did we bring anything on board this time?" "Not this time. You only told us to bring boss was wine and some daily necessities like milk powder." "Okay, I got it." "Boss, where should we drink the water?" "There's a basement over there. I saw boss would store the mineral water there. You guys go down and bring 2 boxes up." "Okay, wait." Riley was still worried. "Don't take the ones on the surface. Take the ones at the bottom," Riley ordered. "Yes, boss. We'll go right away." With that, several of his men went straight to the basement. In the wooden house, Huamin was finally relieved. It seemed that they had taken the bait. Riley was indeed suspicious, just like Hua Xiqian. Luckily, she had prepared for this and had tampered with the water above and below. Sure enough, within an hour after drinking the water, the men began to have abdominal pain. Then, very small red spots appeared on their bodies. "Boss, it seemed to have been poisoned," someone said as he looked at the spots on his arms. "Go and get that woman for me," Riley said fiercely. "No need. I'll do it myself." Huamin walked out of the wooden house with a smile. "You poisoned us?" "Yeah." Huamin continued to smile. "Do you believe that I'll shoot you right now?" Riley picked up the gun and pointed it at Huamin's head again. "I do. But if I die, no one will detoxify you because you'll be poisoned within 12 hours. You may die before you can leave the island and find a doctor. I really underestimated you." Only now did Riley remember what Jack had said in the basement. Huamin could not be underestimated. "So, are you waiting for death now, or are you waiting for death after you kill me?" Huamin asked. "What do you want?" Riley knew that Huamin must have her purpose. "Oh, can I state my conditions now?" Huamin asked. Riley and the dozen subordinates behind him all covered their abdomens and looked at her with painful expressions, their eyes full of hatred. "Tell me, what do you want?" Riley stared at Huamin. "I want to leave the island." "Dream on." "Impossible." As soon as Huamin finished speaking, Riley immediately denied it. Yes, this woman had left the island. How big of a crime was that? Could he bear it? His boss would wake up soon, and when he saw Huamian running away, he would chop him into pieces, right? "I see. Then we'll all die together." Huamin seemed to be even calmer. "Don't think that I don't dare to kill you. Don't force me." Riley was also flustered. He had never seen a woman like this. He really wanted to shoot her. The poison in his body was getting stronger and stronger, and his arms were already numb. "I don't think that you don't dare to kill me. As Hua Xiqian's subordinate, you've probably killed countless people. But if you kill me, you'll lose more than you gain. I'm the only one with the antidote for the poison in you and your subordinates. I'm satisfied that you'll die with me. At least I won't die alone on this deserted island." After hearing Huamin's words, Riley and his subordinates' expressions changed drastically. Chapter 31:21. How can there be such a powerful poison on this island? Someone asked curiously. Yes, Riley didn't know either. They had been on the island for a long time. If this woman was poisonous, why didn't she attack Huasiqian earlier? Why did she attack them when Huasiqian was sick? Huamin smiled, but didn't say anything. Speaking of this, it all started from the day when he was returning to the cabin from the basement. He found a weed on the way back. Others might not think much of it, but Huamin was a doctor. She was proficient in medicine and had read many books on Chinese herbs. She knew many valuable herbs. This soul-eating grass grew quietly and inconspicuously. However, Huamin found it and treated it like a treasure. That day, after Huamian took the herb back, she mixed it with other things to dilute the poison in the soul-eating grass and made a poison. She made a lot of it and mixed it in the mineral water that Huasiqian kept in the basement. She was waiting for Riley and the others. That was why she was so anxious to ask Jack when they would arrive on the island. It was so hot on the island that people couldn't live without water. Plus, they would be cautious and wouldn't drink the water in Huamin's cabin. Therefore, the water in the basement was the key. Sure enough, they were easily poisoned. Huamin was confident that they could leave the island. In the face of life-threatening danger, there was no such thing as loyalty. There was no doubt that Riley would compromise. It was just a matter of time. Boss, we don't want to die here. Yeah, boss. Let's let this woman go first. We can catch her later. Boss will kill us, Riley said. But we're going to die even if Boss doesn't kill us. This poison is too uncomfortable. I feel pain all over my body, don't worry. You'll rot slowly. Huamin added fuel to the fire. Evil woman. Riley stared at Huamin as if he was going to skin her alive. I don't care what you say about me. At this point, I'm just waiting for you to say the word. Whether we live or die, you decide. Huamin looked at the poisoned people. Boss, hurry up and agree with her. We really don't want to die. That's right, boss. This venom will seep into the heart. We won't be able to save it. Boss, save us. The four men behind him were all wailing. In the face of death, no matter how strong a man was, he would become a coward. This was something that Huamin had long thought of. We'll ask the boss when he wakes up. In the end, Riley didn't dare to disobey Huasiqian and let Huamian go. I'm sorry, but your poison won't last until your boss wakes up, Huamin reminded. You? Riley seemed to want to say something, but stopped. Don't call me cunning. If I don't do this, I won't be able to leave the island. So hurry up and decide. If you don't like me, you can kill me. Even if we let you go, you have to give us the antidote first. Otherwise, how can we take you away on the speedboat? Don't treat me like a 3-year-old kid. After you agree to my request, I'll give the antidote to your speedboat driver and let him take us away. As for the rest of you, I'll give you the antidote after I get to the shore safely. You're really... Riley didn't expect Huamin to react so quickly and be so considerate. And when we get to the shore, I want my passport in US dollars. I want to leave this damn place as soon as possible, Huamin added. Chapter 31:22. Boss, say yes, or we'll all die. Yeah, boss, let this woman go. Let's survive first. What kind of poison is this? It's so horrible. I've already started to get that thing on my leg. Before Riley could say anything, his men had completely collapsed. It was human nature to be afraid of death. In the end, after a long standoff with Huamin, Riley decided to agree to Huamin's conditions. Okay, I'll do whatever you want. Mr. Riley, I knew you're a smart man. You won't kill yourself and your men because of your blind loyalty to your master. That's much easier. Who was the one who drove the boat here? Huamin glanced at their faces and asked in a low voice. I can drive the boat. You give me the antidote first, Riley said. No, you can't. Huamin smiled. Why can't I? I can drive the boat too. Riley was a bit angry. Everyone here can drive the boat, except you. Because you're their leader, send out a small soldier so I can control him. But I advise you not to waste my time. From now on, before we leave the island, you'd better listen to me. Otherwise, if the poison accelerates, you won't be able to save yourself even if you have the antidote. Huamin was still threatening them. These people didn't have medical skills and didn't know what kind of poison they were infected with. So, they didn't dare to disobey Huamin. Boss, let's do as he says. John, come out and drive the boat. Riley glared at a skinny white man who was sneaking around. Okay, boss. The man timidly came out from the back of the crowd. When he passed by Riley, Riley lowered his voice and said, Be smart. Find a chance to tie this woman up after you get all the antidote. Okay, boss. It turned out that Riley had other plans. He wanted to get the antidote, but didn't want to let Huamin go. Indeed, if Huasiqian woke up and found Huamin gone, he wouldn't be any better than dead. Unfortunately, they seemed to have underestimated Huamin, a weak Asian woman. Miss Hua, I'll steer the boat. Give me the antidote first. John extended his hand to Huamin. Huamin glanced at him and took out a small glass bottle. Here's half of the antidote. Take it first, and your strength will recover a little. It won't affect your sailing. However, the poison isn't cured. I'll give you the other half after I safely get ashore and leave. This, Hardadef, was dumbfounded as well. It seemed like everything his boss had told him was useless now. Of course, I'm doing this because I'm afraid that you'll go back on your word and hurt me. I don't like trusting strangers, Huamin said word by word. Hearing this, Huamin glanced at Riley cautiously. They were all thinking that this woman was too cunning. She only gave Hardadef an ordinary antidote, so he definitely wouldn't dare to play any tricks. His lifeline was still in her hands. How is it? Aren't you going to get on the boat? Are you waiting for the poison to take effect? Huamin sneered. The woman that the boss likes is indeed extraordinary. Miss Hua, you're amazing. Riley admired this woman from the bottom of his heart. A weak woman facing a dozen strong foreign men, each with a gun in their hands. The kind that could send her to her death at any time. Huamin wasn't afraid at all. Instead, she was meticulous and thought of all the possibilities and impossibilities. Even a tough guy like Riley couldn't help but admire him for his intelligence and bravery. Mr. Riley, you flatter me. I just want to protect myself. Since we've reached an agreement, let's get on the boat. Huamin smiled. Chapter 31:23. Please wait. Riley suddenly interrupted Huamin. Is there anything else, Mr. Riley? Huamin frowned. He didn't want anything to happen. Before I leave, I need to check on my boss and leave him enough food and water. Otherwise, he won't be able to hold on. After that, Riley walked towards the basement alone. Huamin narrowed his eyes. His expression was complicated, but he didn't stop him. With Huasiqian's current condition, he was probably still unconscious. There was no way he could recover immediately after taking the medicine. It would take some time for him to suppress Jack. Therefore, he wasn't worried about what Huasiqian would say to him. It could only mean that Riley was truly loyal to Huasiqian. The remaining 10 or so men stayed behind with Huamin. However, they didn't dare to get close to this woman. Just then, a black man in the crowd cursed in English. Brothers, we're a group of men. This woman has potential. It's not a good idea. Why don't we just tie her up and cut her ass off bit by bit until she gives us the antidote? Otherwise, if she doesn't give us the antidote when we get to the shore, we'll be dead for sure. After the black man's incitement, some of the men seemed to be tempted. They looked at Huamin with eager eyes. Boss Riley is loyal to Mr. Hua, but we're not. We just want to stay alive, the black man continued. But if Mr. Hua wakes up and finds out that we hurt this woman, we'll die too. Boss Riley said that we can't let a single hair of this woman go missing. Someone seemed to be worried. We don't care whose woman she's in our current state. We're about to die. Plus, she's so timid. She won't wait for us to cut her before she gives us the antidote. She'll probably give us the antidote right away. What do you think? The black man suddenly stood up, enduring the pain. The others were also incited, but they didn't dare to act rashly. They knew that Riley would be back in a moment. Huamin coldly glanced at the black man's face. Black man, I advise you not to do this. What's wrong? Are you scared, bitch? If you're scared, then take out the antidote. The black man's gaze was fierce. He might have thought that he was a tall and strong man, but he was restrained by a small woman with so many men around him. His heart was seriously unbalanced. Therefore, they took advantage of Riley's absence to stage such a farce. I can easily poison you. Do you think you can hurt me? Huamin smiled. He had long heard that there were some people in Africa who were simple-minded, all brawn and no brains. However, their EQ and IQ were extremely low. Today, it seemed that this was indeed the case. This black man, who had started the trouble, had stepped forward to stir up trouble and find fault with Huamin. He was really not smart. However, he did not seem to know that he was in the wrong. Woman, don't scare me. Boss is afraid of you and doesn't dare to touch you, but I don't care. If you don't hand over the antidote, I'll break your neck right now. As he spoke, he slowly walked towards Huamin. It's not a good thing for you to get close to me like this. Why don't you just take out your gun? Huamin reminded him. I don't need a gun to deal with an ant like you. The black man seemed to be very conceited, thinking that victory was already in his hands. As the black man approached Huamin step by step, 2 silver needles suddenly appeared in Huamin's hands behind his back. These were self-made, life-saving tools. She didn't think that she would have to use them so soon. Unfortunately, before the black man could reach Huamin, a gunshot was heard. Then, everyone was dumbfounded. Chapter 31:24. Boss. Huamin's subordinates saw Riley raise his gun not far behind Huamin. As for that black ghost, he had already fallen to the ground with a loud thud, with a large bloody hole in his head. Seeing this, Huamin's stomach churned, and she almost threw up. Turning her head, she covered her chest and retched. Are you okay? Riley walked over and glanced at Huamin expressionlessly. Huamin shook his head and didn't want to speak. The rest of you, listen up. If anyone dares to hurt Miss Hua, you'll end up like him. Pointing at the fallen black guy, Riley said righteously. Yes, he had always known how important this woman was to their boss. Boss, we didn't do that. It was him. He provoked us. Okay, stop talking. Let's get on the boat. Finally, Huamin followed them onto the speedboat and watched it leave the island. Huamin heaved a long sigh of relief. I hope I'll never come back to this damn place. Huamin murmured to herself. This place was heaven for Hua Xiqian, but it was hell for her. Baby, Mommy will take you home. Let's go find Daddy and Sis. Huamin touched the baby in her belly and smiled contentedly for the first time in days. Meanwhile, Qin Shu was still on the plane to Australia. President Qin, here are the files you asked for. Qin Shu took the files and found it was a thick stack. He didn't expect there to be so many islands near Australia. If he searched them one by one, how long would it take? After a moment of consideration, he decided to call Lu Yin again. Lu Yin was very high-tech and could even make calls and video calls while flying. No one could beat her. The watches she and the professor were wearing were specially made by the professor and were very powerful communication devices. Coincidentally, before Qin Shu could call her, Lu Yin called him first. Brother-in-law, where are you? He's in transit. Roar. Then I'm faster than you. I'll land in an hour. I have a lot of information about the large and small islands near Australia, but there are too many of them. I think it's a waste of time. Can you find a way to quickly filter some of them? Well, I have a way. Leave it to me. I don't need any information. Once I land, I need to meet someone important. Who? Qin Shu was curious. It's a secret, huh? But if we succeed this time, you don't have to thank me. You have to thank Xiao Fei. Before Lu Yin could finish her words, Xiao Fei cut off the video call. Damn it. Why can't I finish? Lu Yin looked innocent. Are you stupid? Why are you telling brother-in-law all this? Don't worry. Brother-in-law won't laugh at you. Ha! After all, you're doing this for the sake of saving my sister. Even so, you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say it. Do you hear me? Xiao Fei was going crazy. Maybe Lu Yin was out of her mind to come up with such a stupid idea. You'll land in an hour, Psycho Xiao. Do your best. Ha! I do have a specialty. Do you want to try it? Xiao Fei suddenly leaned close to Lu Yan's face. Lu Yan's cheeks instantly turned red. Pervert, you're taking advantage of me. Lu Yan punched Xiao Fei with her fist. I didn't even touch you. You call that taking advantage of me? Miss Lu Yan, are you paranoid? Xiao Fei rolled his eyes at Lu Yan. Chapter 31:25. I don't have paranoia, but I do have mania. Do you want me to beat you up? Lu Yin chuckled. Xiao Fei, okay. Stop fooling around. Get ready and dress up. We'll carry out your mission in a while. You seem eager to send your husband out. Xiao Fei looked at her quietly. Haha, no. I'm just looking forward to it. I wonder how that guy will react when he sees you. Xiao Fei looked at Lu Yin, speechless. This damn girl always said whatever she thought of. 1 hour later, Lu Yin's private plane arrived in Sydney, Australia. Due to her special identity, Lu Yin didn't have a good account. She pulled some strings and changed her clothes and drove to a World Trade Center. Mr. Smith, this is my friend, Mr. Chiao. Ahem. Her subordinates behind her almost spat out blood. Was it really okay to call the aloof young master Chiao, Xiao Chiao? What a weird scene. The old white man was chubby with a beard on both sides of his face. He looked very tough. His beard didn't match the suit he was wearing. Miss Lu's friend is very pretty. Yeah, he used the word pretty to describe Xiao Fei, a man. I know Mr. Smith has a soft spot for Asian faces, so I brought my friend to accompany you. Lu Yin said that, but cursed him in her heart. Damn gay. I'll teach you a lesson when we're done. Miss Lu, you're so polite. Do you need my help? The bearded white man's smile was creepy. Yes, Mr. Smith. To tell you the truth, I have a sister who went missing recently. We checked and found out that she was kidnapped and brought to an island in Australia. But, there are too many islands in Australia. Australia itself is a big island, so I really don't know where to start. Oh, I see. It's a pity that your sister went missing, the old white man said subtly. So, Mr. Smith, I know you're in charge of the information on all the islands. Can you help us investigate the information on all the islands? We'll investigate it ourselves. How can I? It's confidential. Many islands are sold to individuals. I don't allow customers' information to be leaked. The old Caucasian man was very determined. Lu Yin sneered. That's why I came to you, Mr. Smith. I know you have a lot of connections. Can you make an exception for me? I miss my sister very much. Miss Lu, you're making things very difficult for me. Although I really want to help Miss Lu, I do have my duties. The old Caucasian man kept speaking in a bureaucratic tone. Lu Yin didn't want to waste time with them and waved her hand at her subordinates. His subordinate immediately handed him a leather case. Lu Yin handed the leather suitcase to the old man and opened it in front of him. Here's $1 million. Mr. Smith, take it first. Why find my sister? I'll give you another $2 million as a reward. The old man's expression changed when he saw the money. I understand Miss Lu's feelings of wanting to find her sister, but as a government employee, it's not good for me to bend the law for personal gain. At my age, it's better for me to retire properly. Xiao Ahem, why don't you go and pour a cup of tea for Mr. Smith? Lu Yin coughed lightly. Me? Xiao Fei looked confused and displeased. Why should he pour tea for this old man? Chapter 31:26. Lu Yin kept winking at Xiao Fei. Although Xiao Fei was reluctant, he still walked over and poured a cup of hot water for the old man from Byron. He placed it on the table. When the old man reached for the cup, he touched Xiao Fei's hand. Xiao Fei was so disgusted that he almost took out a dagger and stabbed him. I'm interested in China's culture, especially tea ceremony. Many Chinese try to please me by giving me high-quality, pu'er tea leaves. I've heard about Mr. Smith's love for China. Lu Yin smiled. Yeah, I especially like people with Chinese faces. Then, the old man glanced at Xiao Fei. Lu Yin's subordinates finally understood what their boss meant. Does boss want young Master Chiao to seduce this white guy? Ahem. Why did young Master Chiao agree? It's not like him. With our boss's temper, no one dares to disagree. That's not right. Boss always deals with people crudely. She either kills them or blows them up. Why did she change her approach this time? I heard the old man's brother is one of the most influential people in Australia. Boss is afraid it'll be troublesome if she kills him directly. Her subordinates whispered to each other not far away. Xiao Fei clenched his fists patiently. His expression changed. Lu Yin immediately walked over and put her arm around Xiao Fei's shoulder. Then she lowered her voice and said, "Hold it in, Psycho Chiao. We still need this old man to help us get information." Then Lu Yin turned around and looked at Smith. "Mr. Smith, I'm a straightforward person. How about this? You take the money and take my men with you. Give me the information, okay? Thank you for your kindness, Miss Lu." But Smith seemed to want to refuse. Losing her patience, Lu Yin held Xiao Fei's hand and walked out. "If that's the case, forget it. Let's go." "Hey, wait a minute." Smith seemed to be in a hurry. Lu Yin paused with a smug smile on her face. "Is there anything else, Mr. Smith?" Lu Yin turned around and asked. "I've thought about it. After all, Miss Lu is a friend recommended by an acquaintance. If that's the case, it would seem too disloyal of me if I don't help." Smith said a lot of nonsense. "So," Lu Yin raised an eyebrow. "So, let's do as Miss Lu said just now. I've taken the money, and I'll take her away. I'll get someone to send the information to you right away, but there's one thing." "What is it?" Lu Yin was displeased to see the old man's condition. "You can only read the information here. You can't take it away. After all, this is a confidential document. If it gets leaked and falls into the hands of others, I'll be dead for sure," Schmidt said. Lu Yin knew the files Schmidt took out contained information about the hidden billionaires in the world. Many of the islands were bought by them at sky-high prices, but they didn't want to attract attention. If this information was leaked out, then there would be a lot of assassins who would come looking for him to rob him of his wealth. "I understand what you mean, Mr. Smith. Okay, I promise you." "Good. I'll get someone to send the information to you now." Then Schmidt put away the box swiftly. It was obvious that he was a greedy person. While Schmidt was on the phone, Lu Yin leaned over and whispered in Xiao Fei's ear, "Be careful. This guy is a perverted gay. I think he'll do something to you." Hearing this, Xiao Fei wanted to strangle Lu Yin to death. Chapter 31:27. "You, Lu Yin, good for you." Xiao Fei was furious. "Don't be afraid. I'll finish reading the files soon and go to this old guy's house to save you. You can have fun with him." Before Xiao Fei could speak, Lu Yin took his hand and walked to the old white man. "Mr. Smith, I'll leave my friend to you. Please treat him well." "Of course. I like friends from China the most." The old white man was in a good mood. "Okay, my friend will definitely treat you well. Have a good time." After Lu Yin said those dirty words, she and her subordinates moved to the side of the road. At this moment, two female secretaries knocked on the door and walked in with tall files in their hands. "Mr. Smith, these are the files you asked for. Put them here." "Okay. Are all the files I asked for? Did you miss anything?" Lu Yin looked at the files and asked worriedly. "No, don't worry. They're all here. All the islands in Australia, big and small, have been recorded." "Okay. Thank you, Mr. Smith." "Xiao, come home with me." The old white man looked at Xiao Fei lecherously. Xiao Fei didn't speak. Instead, he walked out of the door and the old man followed him. After Xiao Fei left, one of Lu Yin's subordinates couldn't help but ask, "Boss, are you really going to give young Master Qiao to that perverted gay man? What else? Should I give him to you?" Lu Yin glared at him. No. I'm not as pretty as young Master Qiao." "Huh. At least you know your place," Lu Yin said as she flipped through the files on the islands. "But boss, will young Master Qiao be in danger?" One of Lu Yin's female subordinates asked worriedly. "He won't. But I heard that this Schmidt is a very perverted old man. It is said that many Chinese students have died tragically in his house. Some of them were even never found. Many parents in China have made a fuss about it. But because it is a foreign case and Schmidt has a backer behind him, it was left unsettled in the end. Don't worry, Xiao Fei isn't a Chinese student." Lu Yin smiled. "But Schmidt's house is heavily guarded and has a lot of bodyguards. Young Master Qiao, you're good at fighting, but you can't bring your weapon in." "What? Xiao Fei is in danger. Are you nervous?" Lu Yin glanced at her female subordinate. The female subordinate immediately blushed. No, I just feel that young Master Qiao treats boss very well. Boss shouldn't treat him like that. Xiao Fei and I have been together for so many years that we have a tacit understanding of each other. Don't worry about it. Hurry up and help me look through the information. If there are any suspicious islands, immediately record them down for me. We'll quickly filter them out. Yes, boss. Xiao Fei left with the old white man, while Lu Yin and her subordinates quickly browsed through the information on all the islands in the building. On the other side on the deserted island, Huamin used the antidote to force these people to board the ship and leave the island with her. Along the way, she didn't dare to sleep and ate very little. She was even very careful when she went to the toilet. After all, the people on the ship weren't ordinary people. How long until we reach land? Huamin asked Riley. Soon. What's the name of the place we're going to? Huamin asked. After a moment of hesitation, Riley said, Tasmania. What? Tasmania? That means we're in Australia. Huamin was slightly surprised. Not bad. You know a lot of places. Riley glanced at Huamin and said slowly. Chapter 31:28. Huamin was no stranger to Australia. She liked to travel and had studied many beautiful towns around the world. Tasmania was one of them. As a famous town in Australia, it had a good location and beautiful scenery. It was only 240 kilometers away from Victoria. Huamin always thought she was kidnapped to an island far, far away in Africa. She didn't expect that she was still in Australia. Although he was surprised, there was still a trace of joy in his heart after the surprise. She suddenly felt that she was very close to home. Miss Hua, forgive me for asking, but I really don't understand. My boss is so good to you. Why do you hate him? Although it was Riley's first time meeting Huamin, he had heard a lot about her. Hua Xiqian had been thinking about this woman for so many years. What kind of logic is that? If someone is good to you, you have to marry him? Huamin laughed. Riley, love is the most unreasonable thing in the world. It's hard to explain, and it's mutual. It's not one-sided. Love itself is a wonderful thing, and it shouldn't become a forced pain. As for your boss's obsession with me, I've always wanted to tell you that it's because he's been unhappy all these years that he can't bear to see other people's happiness. My husband, Qin Shu, treats me better than your boss in his entire life, but don't you think it's rare for someone to be obsessed with you all these years? So what? Do I have to marry him because of this? I don't love him. How do you want me to live with him? But as far as I know, you don't love your ex-boyfriend either. But you still dated him in college, Riley said calmly. You know a lot. Huamin was surprised that Riley knew about her relationship with her ex-boyfriend, Ning Ziyuan. This meant that Hua Xiqian's subordinate had done a lot of research on him. My story with Ning Ziyuan is actually very simple. Back then, there was a misunderstanding between me and my husband. After being separated for many years, I always thought that I should live a normal life. Huamin no longer wanted to talk about the past. The grudge between her and Ning Ziyuan had already been written off. If someone hadn't deliberately mentioned it, she wouldn't have even remembered who this person was. It wasn't that Huamin was heartless, but that Ning Ziyuan didn't leave much color in Huamin's life. He didn't love Huamin as much as Qin Shu did, nor was he as great as Su Yu, who treated Huamin well without asking for anything in return. There was also no one like Hua Xiqian who persisted until now. Therefore, there was really nothing much to say about that person. Okay, everyone says that Miss Hua has a high IQ. You're indeed very logical when you speak. Riley smiled. Cut the crap. We're not friends. I don't need to chat with you here. Since we're almost on land, where are my money and passport? Huamin asked. Money is not a problem. You don't need 1,000 yuan. I can even give you 10,000 yuan, said Riley. However, from his tone, it seemed that there was more to it, so Huamin didn't rush to answer. As expected, Riley continued. It's not that I don't want to do the passport. I don't have your passport at all. Then how did I get here? Huamin questioned. When you came here, you were still unconscious. Boss pulled some strings to bring you here. Boss probably has a forged passport, but it's not with me. Then won't it be troublesome for me to stay here without an identity? Huamin questioned. Yes, overseas people often check documents. It was very troublesome for a foreigner to stay here without a passport. They couldn't even take a plane or a truck or leave here. Chapter 31:29. Riley didn't say anything. Huamin was clearly annoyed that she hadn't thought of this. Why don't you give me half of the antidote when we get there? I'll take you to my contacts and get them to give you a certificate to prove your identity. No need. Huamin refused right away. Are you wary of me? Riley chuckled. Of course I am. You're Huasiqian's man. I don't want to go back to that godforsaken place ever again. Huamin walked to the stern of the boat and looked at the waves stirred by the boat. She had mixed feelings. She might have to think of another way to prove her identity. Luckily, she could speak English. Otherwise, it would be hard for her to survive here. The boat slowly approached the shore. Huamin was the first to jump onto the boat. She didn't need anyone's help and acted like a tough woman. Miss Hua, where's our antidote? Riley reached out his hand. I need to take John away. Well, I think we're somewhere safe. I'll give all of your antidote to John. No way. If you run away, where are we going to find the antidote? Someone protested. I won't run away. John is watching me, right? Unless you don't trust him? Huamin asked. Riley remained silent. He seemed to be considering whether Huamin's plan would work. Boss, I'll definitely bring the antidote back to you. I won't let this woman run away, John said with a gun in his hand. Boss, say something. Will this method work? Miss Hua, there are so many of us. You should at least give us part of the antidote first. Have you left the island? Riley asked. Mr. Riley, don't negotiate with me. Even if I've left the island, I'll still take you down with me if we can't reach an agreement. Huamian was determined not to compromise with them. How can you be like this? Someone couldn't help but curse in English. Don't negotiate with me. After all, the antidote is in my hands. Honestly, do you have the antidote or not? Are you trying to be mysterious? You didn't bring anything with you when you left. Where's the antidote? Why don't I believe it? A young white man was curious. After he said this, everyone looked at Huamin's bag. When Huamin left the island, he only carried a backpack. No one knew what was inside, because she didn't open it during the journey. Even when going to the toilet, he had to carry her. All of these people became greedy. If there was really an antidote inside, wouldn't it be better to just snatch it and consume it directly? The antidote. Of course, I have it. You'd better not have any other ideas. Otherwise, you'll lose more than you gain. Huamin glanced at Riley indifferently. I don't believe her. I think the antidote is in this bag. No, I can't let her go. I need the antidote. The Caucasian young man pounced over. Matthew, stop it. Riley didn't agree with Matthew's approach. After spending so much time with Huamin, he found that this woman was very smart and terrifyingly meticulous. She was more than enough to deal with men like them. The antidote wouldn't be as simple as just in the bag. But this Caucasian young man seemed to have lost his mind due to his marijuana addiction and didn't listen to Riley. Instead, he walked directly to Huamin and rudely pulled Huamin's bag off her back. Huamin didn't resist. When he opened the bag, he found some daily necessities, a towel, a toothbrush, and a medium-sized wooden box. The antidote must be in here. After the Caucasian young man said this, the other's eyes lit up. I advise you not to touch my things, Huamin warned with a dark face. Chapter 31:30. But Huamin didn't stop. He pushed Huamin away roughly, snatched the box, and opened it impatiently. In an instant, his hand was bitten by something. Then he threw the box on the ground. Everyone's faces turned pale when they saw the little thing inside. Little sweetheart, are you scared? Huamin immediately squatted down and picked up the little insect on the ground. It was a centipede as thick as a pinky finger, and its body was red. Just looking at it was enough to make one's scalp tingle. Boss, it's so painful. The young white man suddenly fell to the ground with a thud. His face turned green, and he was in so much pain that he wanted to die. Riley took a look and saw that Matthew's entire arm had started to turn black and blue. What bit him? Riley looked at Huamin. Didn't you see it? It's a poisonous centipede. Huamin touched the centipede with his hand, and the men all retreated in fear. Boss, it hurts. Help me. The man looked at Riley and screamed for help. Then he rolled on the ground. Miss Hua, Riley seemed to want to ask Huamin for help. I can't do anything. I told him not to touch my things. But he wouldn't listen. Huamin said, "Hurry up and give him the antidote for the centipede." "He didn't do it on purpose," Riley said. He didn't do it on purpose? Also, there's no antidote for the centipede. So, you guys better stay away from me. I'm really scared that my pet will accidentally bite you. If that happens, there'll be nothing I can do." Then, Huamin purposely rubbed the centipede in front of Riley's face, making him retreat in fear. At this moment, the white young man lying on the ground was foaming at the mouth. He looked like he was dying. Someone wanted to help him up, but Huamin reminded them coldly, "You better not touch him. He's poisoned. If you want to die, do it." After saying that, those people all retreated again and distanced themselves from Matthew. "Boss, what should we do?" someone asked Riley. Riley glanced at Matthew helplessly and took out his pistol. "Bro, I'll give you a quick death." With a bang, the man's head was shot by Riley's pistol. Red blood immediately flowed out and soaked the ground. "If it's poisonous, why didn't it bite you?" someone asked in English. "Because he saw the deadly centipede lying motionlessly in Huamian's palm like a child." "Because it's my pet. You're a psycho?" Riley looked at Huamian with a chill in his heart. "A psycho? Haha, you flatter me. I'm not even 1/10 as good as your boss, Huasiqian. I'm just trying to protect myself. So what's my plan? If John comes with me, I'll give him the antidote. But if you continue to confront me, I'm not sure how long it'll take for the poison to take effect." Huamin wasn't a person who was willing to be led by the nose. At critical moments, he always surprised people. After the centipede incident, the men didn't dare to approach Huamin anymore. They thought this woman was too powerful. They didn't know how many things she had that were related to pain. They were really afraid that she might drag out a king cobra at any time. "Okay, I agree." Finally, Riley compromised and agreed to Huamin's condition. Chapter 31:31. Huamin smiled slightly when Riley relented. "John." "Yes, boss. Go and send Miss Wu away. When she's safe, come back with the antidote." "Okay, boss." Will the woman run away and lose the antidote? Many people still didn't believe in Huamin's character. "No, Miss Wu isn't that kind of person. She wouldn't kill more than a dozen people for no reason. You sound like you know me very well." Huamin smiled faintly. "The person that the boss values can't be such a vicious woman. But 2 of your men died because of me." Huamin reminded him. Riley had shot a man who didn't know what was good for him on the island. Now, another man wanted to steal the antidote, but he suffered the consequences of his own actions. Those 2 deserved it. "It wasn't Miss Wu's fault," Riley said mildly. It sounded like Riley was an open-minded person, although he was old-fashioned and didn't smile much. "Okay, if that's the case, it's no problem. Since Mr. Riley trusts me so much, I won't let you down. I'll give you the antidote, but I have to leave you safely, I know. Can you give me the money?" Huamin reached out his hand. It was the first time he was so thick-skinned to ask a man for money, especially a man he didn't know very well. Riley slowly took out his wallet from his pocket and took out a thick stack of US dollars. "There should be about 5,000 here. It's enough for you to live here for a few days." "I know." Huamin took the money quickly. "I can't give you a passport, but if you want to get a certificate, I can help you." "No need. But Miss Wu, I have a word of advice for you." "Go ahead." Huamin put the money in his bag and looked up at Riley. "Although this is Australia, it's not very peaceful. You know, there's still some anti-Chinese people here, especially you, a weak girl. After 6 o'clock in the evening, try not to go out and walk around. It's okay for the local residents, but if you meet some black people, it's troublesome. It's easy to be kidnapped and blackmailed. You have to be careful." "Okay, Mr. Riley. Thank you for your advice. I'll keep in mind." Huamin smiled. "John, see Miss Wu out," said Riley. "Yes, boss." "Then that's it. I only hope that I'll never have the chance to meet you again, Mr. Riley." "That's it." After saying this, Huamin turned around and left, closely followed by the man called John, who was closely followed by Huamin. Looking at Huamin's back, Riley's expression became complicated. "Boss, should we send people to follow them?" "No, Miss Wu is very smart. If she finds out that we're still following her, we'll lose more than we gain. We haven't gotten the antidote yet, so we shouldn't complicate things. Oh, so we're just going to leave Miss Hua alone? Of course not. After we get the antidote and detoxify her, I'll send a new group of people to secretly catch her. Otherwise, if she escapes and the boss wakes up, I won't be able to explain it to him. Riley's original intention was to deliver the antidote to Huasi Qian and meet the boss. He didn't expect such a big thing to happen, and the boss was still unconscious on the deserted island. When he woke up and found that Huamin was gone, he might be furious. He might even kill them all. After walking for a while, Huamin was a little tired and turned to look at John. "Are you hungry?" John was dumbfounded. Chapter 31-32. I asked, "Are you hungry?" Huamin repeated. "Oh, I'm okay." John didn't know how to answer Hua Min's question. "But I'm hungry. Can you take me to a place to eat first?" "Okay. Should we go to a Chinese restaurant?" John asked. "No, I don't want to be too eye-catching. Let's find a fast food restaurant and have hamburgers." "Okay." John and Huamin left the restaurant together. After a long drive, they found a fast food restaurant and sat down. "You go in order. I want hamburgers, Coke, and fried chicken. You can order whatever you want." Huamin took out a big dollar bill and handed it to John. "Here's the rest of the money. You can take the car back later. Miss Wu, about the antidote, don't worry. I'll give it to you after dinner." "Okay." John took the money Huamin gave him and stood up to line up for food. Maybe it was because John was a foreigner. Huamin's appearance didn't attract much attention in the restaurant. People only glanced at him occasionally when they saw his Asian face. While John was standing in line to buy food, Huamin carefully took out a small glass bottle from his sleeve. Then he took some mineral water from the fast food restaurant and diluted the water in the small bottle. The big bottle was colorless and odorless. John wasn't far away. He turned around and saw Huamian mixing the antidote, and he felt a lot more relieved. Huamin knew John was watching, so he smiled slightly and didn't say anything. In fact, the small glass bottle was also filled with water. She diluted it on purpose for John to see. John would definitely think it was the antidote. Those who were poisoned by the soul-eating grass didn't suffer much. As long as they drank more water, they would be fine in about a week. But Huamin wouldn't tell them this. They would never be able to guess Hua Min's style of doing things. She was similar to Lu Yin in that she had to try regardless of whether she was confident or not. Coupled with their fearless and calm faces, most people would choose to believe them. Lu Yin could even fool Ian. She had to admit that she had a strong mentality. John came back with the shopping and put the tray on the table. Huamin ate and drank the hamburger and cola without saying a word. "Miss Hua, then why didn't the centipede bite you?" Hard to Death had been wanting to ask this all along. "Because it likes me." "John, Miss Hua, don't lie to me. I don't believe you. As for why it didn't bite me, you don't have to worry about it. I definitely have my ways, but I know that if you have other thoughts and do something bad to me, I will definitely let it bite you. You saw what happened to Matthew, right? I don't have any bad intentions. I just want to get the antidote safely and leave." "This is the antidote." Huamin pushed the bottle of mineral water to John. "How do I drink it? Is there a requirement?" "1 sip per person." Then, for the next week, each person has to drink 20 glasses of water and do 100 push-ups every day. What does the antidote have to do with push-ups?" John was surprised. "Because strenuous exercise can detoxify the poison." "Oh, I see. I understand. Thank you, Miss Hua." John carefully hid the bottle of mineral water in his pocket, afraid that he would lose it. Huamin couldn't help but laugh. In fact, those people were already fine. The dosage wasn't that high to begin with, but they were scared after seeing the reaction on their bodies. Making them drink 20 glasses of water a day was indeed to speed up the detoxification process, but doing 100 push-ups was purely a joke. Huamin didn't like Huasiqian's subordinates at all. "Miss Hua, what are you going to do after I leave? You're a foreign woman without a passport or identity. Even if you have money, it's hard to live here. The Australian police are very rude." John reminded Huamin. Chapter 31-33. "I'm fine. I have my ways," Huamin said as he ate his hamburger. All right then. I wish you good luck. After the meal, John walked out of the front door with the antidote in his hand. Huang Mian, on the other hand, disappeared into the alley behind him. When John returned, everyone was waiting for him. Where's the antidote? Riley asked. It's here, boss. Where's Miss Hua? She's still in the hamburger shop. She hadn't finished eating when I left. Did you see the antidote? Are you sure it's real? Riley asked. I think so. I saw Miss Hua take out a bottle of antidote from her sleeve and mix it with water. Did she tell you how to take it? Riley looked at the bottle of water. She did. Miss Hua said everyone has to take a sip of the antidote and drink 20 glasses of water every day for the next week. Oh, and do 100 push-ups every day. Riley, Miss Hua said the exercise will speed up the detoxification process. Okay. Then, Luli opened the bottle of water and took a big gulp. Then, he handed the bottle to his subordinates. This time, they suffered a great loss in transporting supplies. A group of men was fooled by a little girl. On the other side, in Sydney, inside a suburban mansion, Smith took Xiao Fei back to his private mansion. Then, he led him to his master bedroom impatiently. Xiao, do you want to take a shower first? The old white man asked wickedly. Mr. Smith, you could take a shower first. I'll wait for you here. Okay, baby, I'll be right out. Before entering the bathroom, the old white man gave Xiao Fei an evil look. Xiao Fei snorted. When he entered, he was searched by the bodyguards at the door. They weren't allowed to bring in any weapons, including high-tech scanners. So, Leah didn't let him bring a pistol or a dagger. So, in a while, 10 minutes later, the old white man came out impatiently. He was wearing a loose white bathrobe, and a black whip had appeared in his hand out of nowhere. There was even some dark red stuff on it that looked like dried blood. Let's start with the most basic one. What do you think? Smith asked with a smile. Sure, I have no problem with that. Xiao Fei was extremely calm. Baby, take off your clothes first and put this on. After saying that, the old man took out a set of leathers that were specially made for dogs' necks from the cabinet at the side. There were also heavy chains on it. Xiao Fei lowered his head and slowly picked up the chain, weighing it in his hand. Take off your clothes, the old white man said condescendingly. Xiao Fei remained unmoved and sat on the sofa. The old white man seemed to have lost his patience and whipped Xiao Fei. Xiao Fei was quick to react. He grabbed the whip and held it tightly. You dare to disobey me? The old white man asked. Why should I listen to an old pervert like you? Xiao Fei asked in fluent English. If you're obedient, I'll let you go after I'm done with you. But if you don't, I'll make sure you die a horrible death. I don't mind telling you that every month, I'll cripple a few Asian men like you. They include students, models, and actors. The old white man smiled viciously. Oh, really? Then you can try it on me. Xiao Fei's tone was as calm as ever. Kid, don't be so ungrateful. I don't have a good temper, Smith said as he walked towards Xiao Fei. Chapter 31-34. Hee, what a coincidence. I don't have a good temper either. Xiao Fei stood up slowly. The old man lunged at Xiao Fei's face. Before he could grab Xiao Fei's collar, Xiao Fei grabbed him by the neck. What? What do you want? Can't you see? Xiao Fei glanced at the old man's face coldly. Do you believe that I'll call my bodyguards right now, without waiting for him to finish? Xiao Fei put the dog leash that he had been fiddling with for a long time around his neck. Then he tightened his grip. Cough, cough. Smith wanted to scream for help, but couldn't even make a sound. I won't kill you immediately. I'll let you hang here half dead, Xiao Fei said. Then he forcefully dragged Smith's broad body all the way to the hanger. He pulled on the chain around Smith's neck, and in this way, Smith's entire body was suspended in the air. He wouldn't die, but he felt terrible and couldn't make a sound. Xiao Fei didn't hurry to leave. Instead, he dragged a chair to the old man. Then, he took out his cell phone and started playing games to waste time. Smith didn't expect to meet a ghost after walking in the dark for so long. After torturing so many Asian boys, this was the first time he met someone so terrifying and cold-blooded. Xiao Fei's movements were so clean that he didn't have time to call for help. There were no sounds of fighting in the house, so the bodyguards outside the door couldn't find anything wrong. Smith's expression showed that he was in so much pain that he wanted to die. But Xiao Fei could still play games on his cell phone calmly. He was even in the mood to call the landlord. In less than 15 minutes, someone snuck into the house through the window. Young Master Qiao. Lu Yan's female subordinate was very agile. Where's she? Boss didn't come. She asked me to pick you up. Are you okay? I'm fine. Let's go. Don't we need to kill him? The female subordinate seemed to hate the old man. After all, he had flirted with young Master Qiao. No, if he dies, we'll have a lot of trouble. If we just leave like this, won't he be hanged? The female subordinate was also a little worried. She didn't seem to understand Xiao Fei's thoughts. No, half an hour later, his bodyguards will definitely come in to check if there's no movement. All right, let's go then. Before leaving, Xiao Fei walked up to Smith and said slowly, Jin's men will come and help you down. But you better be smart. If you dare to cause trouble for us, your mansion will be razed to the ground. I'm not threatening you. You should know how many bombs Lu Yan has. Smith couldn't speak, and he couldn't answer. But from his eyes, it was clear that he was terrified. Then, Xiao Fei and Lu Yan's female subordinate left Schmidt's house. Where are we going to find her? Boss said that young Master Qiao has worked hard and asked me to book a seat for you to have a sumptuous lunch. What's she doing? Xiao Fei asked. Boss found 5 islands that are particularly good from the information on those islands, so he sent a helicopter over. Hey, can't she wait for me? Xiao Fei was displeased. Boss said that young Master Qiao, the mission is too tiring and you should wait for her in Sydney. Xiao Fei, boss asked me to stay and protect you. I'll take you to lunch first, young Master Qiao, the female subordinate said. No, I'm not hungry. Do you need me to find a hotel for you to rest? No, I'll take a walk alone. You can go to your work. No, boss asked me to protect you. The female subordinate was stubborn. You? Protect me? Is Lu Yan drunk? Xiao Fei was furious. He didn't know what was wrong with him, but he got a female subordinate who followed him like a tail. Not far away, in a black Toyota, a man wearing sunglasses was quietly watching this scene. Chapter 31-35. Should we do it now? The man in sunglasses asked the person on the other end of the line. No, just keep watching. Yes, boss. Tasmania Town. Huamin took the 5,000 yuan he got from Riley and found an inconspicuous motel to settle down. Then, he walked across a few streets and made a phone call from a phone booth. Dialing Qin Chu's familiar number, Huamin took a deep breath because he was very nervous. He would be able to hear Mr. Qin's voice soon. If he knew that he had escaped, he would be ecstatic. After dialing the number, there was a pause of 3 seconds. Suddenly, a robotic voice came from the other end of the line. Sorry, the subscriber you have dialed is unavailable. Huh? Huamin froze. Qin Chu rarely turned off his phone. It was usually on 24 hours a day. Did something happen to him? After her accident, did Qin Chu think that she was dead? No way. There were still 2 little ones at home. Huamin anxiously dialed South Hill Manor's number again. After about 10 seconds, the call was picked up. Hello. Ning Ning. Huamin recognized Qin Ning's voice. Sister-in-law? Qin Ning asked in disbelief. It's me. Huamin was a bit excited. Oh my God, sister-in-law. How could you call me? Where are you? Do you know that we've been looking for you like crazy? Qin Ning suppressed the ecstasy in her heart. I know. Is everything okay at home? Huamin asked. Yes, everyone is fine. We're all waiting for you to come back safely. Where's my husband? I called him, but his phone was turned off. Is he at home or at the company? Sai, what time is it now? How can my brother be in the mood to go to work? After your accident, my brother was so anxious that he fell into a coma and stayed in the military hospital for a long time. He only woke up after the operation 2 days ago. After he woke up, he didn't want to stay at home. He said that he had news about you and left in a hurry. I guess he should still be on the plane now, so you can't call him. I see. Where did he go? Huamin asked cautiously. My brother said that he's going to Australia. You're really coming to Australia? Huamin was excited again. It seemed like she was really close to Qin Shu. As long as she could find a way to leave this place and contact Qin Shu, the two of them should be able to meet in Sydney. Yes, my brother said that you might be in Australia. Okay, I got it. If your brother's phone is switched on, give him a call and tell him that I'm in Australia too. You're in Australia too? Oh my God, that's great. Where are you? Sister-in-law? Qin Ning asked. Huamin was about to tell her where she was when she heard a slight noise on the phone. She wasn't sure if her home phone was bugged or something like that. So, she didn't dare to continue and said hurriedly, "Anyway, he'll understand. I'll go find him. I'll call him again." "Okay, sister-in-law. Be careful." "Okay, sister-in-law. How's the baby in your belly?" "Yeah, the baby's fine. That's great." Qin Ning was ecstatic. "Ning Ning, Pudding and Little Bean, don't worry, sister-in-law. They're both fine," Qin Ning said. "Okay, that's good. I'll have them come to the phone." "No, wait for me to go back. Don't let the baby worry about me." Then, Huamin hurriedly hung up the phone. She looked at the time. It had been more than 30 seconds. By the time Huamian left the phone booth, the sky had already darkened. Maybe it was because she was pregnant, but she was still hungry. Although she ate a lot at noon, she was still hungry. So, Huamin decided to find a convenience store and buy some food to take back to the motel. Just as she turned the corner and walked into the small path, she clearly felt that someone was following her from behind. Chapter 31-36. Huamin sneaked a peek at the sky. It was already dark. Nights overseas weren't as lively as nights in China. There weren't as many pedestrian streets and night markets. Even a place like Sydney was the same, let alone a small town like Tasmania. She had read a lot of news before that nights overseas weren't safe. After dark, there were many places where people couldn't walk around freely. Especially areas where black people lived, it was even more unsafe. Therefore, for a layman like Huamin, she didn't know where was safe and where she could walk. After the phone call, Huamin walked into a small alley and regretted not taking the main road or a crowded place. But now, there was no turning back. He could only quicken his pace and move forward. Huamin quickened her steps as if there was wind beneath her feet. However, she could clearly feel that the person behind her quickened his steps as well. Judging from the heavy footsteps, it was definitely a man. Huamin didn't dare to look back. She even started to jog. However, she could clearly feel that someone was grabbing her hair tightly. Then they pressed her body against the wall. Huamin turned around and her expression changed drastically. It was a black man who was almost 9 meters tall. She couldn't tell his age. His face was dark, and his eyes were filled with the hunger of a hunter. "Woman, you can't escape," the black man said in English fiercely. "Who sent you?" Huamin looked at him and asked. The black man was confused by Huamin's question. "Is it Riley or someone else?" Huamin asked again. "What Riley?" "I don't know him." From the black man's eyes, it didn't seem like he was lying to her. Huamin suddenly realized that she was being robbed. She reacted quickly and took out a few US dollars from her pocket. "If you want money, I'll give you this. This is all I have." "I don't want it." After the black man said that he didn't want it, Huamin suddenly felt a sense of fear. Then, the black man looked at Huamin with a lustful gaze and asked, "Korean?" Huamin did not say anything. "Japanese?" Huamin still did not answer. "Chinese? Singaporean? Hong Kong people? Taiwanese?" He seemed to be very curious about where Huamin came from. However, Huamin didn't know why he asked this question, so he didn't plan to say anything. "Forget it. Since you don't want to talk, I'll do it. Did you know that I'm especially infatuated with Korean girl groups? Their figures make people drool. Tell me, how can you Asians be so obedient? You're God's perfect masterpiece. Looks like I'll be able to enjoy a good meal today. Please, don't hurt me. What do you want? Tell me." Huamin lowered his stance as if he wanted the black man to let him go. "Let you go? No, it wasn't easy for me to get such a fun girl. How can I let you go? After I'm done with you, I'll take you back and show you to my brothers. They also like Asian faces. You're like a beautiful doll." Then, The black man licked his lips as if he had already trained Huamin. Don't do this to me. I'm pregnant. I'm 3 months pregnant. I have a baby in my belly. He's very pitiful. Don't hurt us. Huamin thought that as long as a person had a little conscience, they wouldn't hurt a pregnant woman. But she was wrong. After hearing that she was pregnant, the black man seemed very excited. Oh my God, I've never tried a pregnant woman before. It must be very exciting. Chapter 31-37. After hearing the black man's words, Huamin's face turned cold. Some people were really heartless. She told him she was pregnant, but he didn't let her go and wanted to continue his evil deeds. Since you have no conscience, I think. I don't have to be nice to you, Huamin said coldly. Looking at the angry bird under his control, the black man froze and then laughed awkwardly. Aha, interesting. Let's see how you can escape from me. Even if you scream for help, no one will come to save you. Because this is the black area, our territory. Do you understand? Ignorant woman. He thought that after saying that, the woman in front of him would be desperate, scared, and obedient to him. However, Huamin smiled. This smile carried a trace of coldness in the night. What are you smiling at? What's so funny? Don't you know what you're facing? The black man asked Huamin. Of course I know what I'm facing. I even know what you're facing. Then, the black man felt his wrist go slightly numb. Then he subconsciously let go of his hand. Huamin took the opportunity to crawl out from under his arm and ran a few steps to the side. The black man wanted to run a few steps after him, but he found his feet were useless. What did you do to me? The black man was angry. I told you. Between us, you're the big idiot. You don't know what you're facing. Huamin had a poisonous needle in his sleeve. He had soaked it in poisonous grass to protect himself. He didn't expect it to come in handy. At this moment, she really wanted to thank the poisonous grass on the island and her precious poisonous centipede. Before, Riley and even John were curious why the centipede didn't bite Huamin. It was because Huamin had the smell of herbs on him. When the centipede smelled it, it quieted down and didn't dare to move. In this world, there was no absolute powerhouse. Everything had its vanquisher. The centipede happened to be afraid of herbs, and Huamin happened to know that the centipede was afraid of herbs, so he found the herb and used it to wash his face. The black man found that not only were his arms and legs numb, but there were also some scarlet spots on his arms. What did you do to me? Just wait for your death, black devil. This was the first time that Huamin hated black people so much. They bullied a weak woman like her. They were inhumane and deserved to die. Do you believe that if I roar, all my friends here will surround you and eat you alive? The black man was furious. I only know that I won't let you have that chance. Go, baby. After Huamin finished speaking, he released the little centipede. It was extremely fast. Before the black man could call for help, the centipede had already bitten the black man's ankle. There was another sharp pain coupled with the toxicity of the poison from before. The black man lay on the ground, his body twitching nonstop. You reap what you sow. Huamin glanced at him coldly and turned to leave. She knew that this man would die. Other than Matthew, this was the second person to die in her hands. If it were before, she would feel guilty and uncomfortable. After all, as a doctor, her job was to save people. How could she live with herself when she killed someone? But now, things were different. Huamin only had one thought in her heart. Whoever stood in her way, she would kill them. No matter who they were. Inside a hotel suite in a Middle Eastern country, Mr. Ian, when we monitored Miss Huasiqian's phone, we found that she had escaped from Huasiqian's control. She said that she was in Australia. Oh, Ian raised his eyebrows slightly, seemingly surprised. Chapter 31-38. Did the woman escape? Ian asked. I think so. Huasiqian is still nowhere to be seen? Yeah, Huasiqian didn't show up. Haha, this is interesting, but sir, as long as we catch that woman, she'll definitely know where Huasiqian is. Yes, so what are you waiting for? Hurry up and do a data analysis to find out where she was when she called. Yes, sir, I'll do it right away. Yes, Huamin's phone was bugged. Ian was a very powerful enemy. He was able to determine Hua Min's exact location based on the tracking data. This was definitely a very dangerous thing to do. Inside the small motel, Hua Min lay on the bed, tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep. The thought of going home made her inexplicably excited, but it seemed like it would be very difficult for her to go back. When she first left the island, she wondered why she didn't use Riley's phone to call Chinshu for help. The answer was that she didn't trust those people at all. Why would they save Mr. Chin's phone number in their numbers? With Hua Xiqian style, he must have done something to those people's phones. If that happened, wouldn't she and Mr. Chin be in danger? And just now, when she heard Qin Ning's voice, she was ecstatic. But when Ning Ning asked for the exact address, Hua Min hesitated. It wasn't that she didn't trust Qin Ning, but she didn't trust those people. South Hill Manor's landline was probably bugged a long time ago. Only Mr. Chin's phone had an anti-bugging function, so if she wanted to call him, she would have to call Qin Shu directly next time. Thinking of Mr. Chin, Hua Min's eyes softened. She put her hand on her belly again. Baby, Daddy is coming to pick us up. Be good, follow Mommy, and listen to Mommy. Plus, Hua Min felt that if Qin Shu turned on his phone, he would definitely hear Qin Ning's message. Then, he would definitely come looking for him. With that thought in mind, Hua Min eventually fell into a deep sleep. At around 2 in the morning, the sound of footsteps woke her up from her light sleep. She got up quietly. Hua Min didn't dare to take off his clothes in case something unexpected happened. So she immediately got up and hid behind the door. After a while, she heard the sound of someone going up the stairs. Ma'am, are you inside? Who is it? Hua Min asked cautiously. I'm the waiter downstairs. A group of people are looking for a Chinese girl with the surname Hua. They said that her family is here to pick her up. Family? Hua Min was slightly startled. Yes, their cars are very nice. Your family seems to be very rich. Hua Min looked at the window of the guest room. This was the 3rd floor. She couldn't escape by jumping down. She was also pregnant. So, she had to bite the bullet and go out to see who they were. Finally, Hua Min hid the poisonous needles and centipedes. She carefully opened the door and walked downstairs. In fact, she also knew that these things could be used to deal with one person, but to deal with more than 10 or 20 people with guns, it was simply not a way to deal with them. With that thought, Hua Min calmed down. She thought carefully and went downstairs. As expected, there were many tall men standing on the 1st floor. They were all dressed in suits and leather shoes. None of them looked familiar. They were completely different from Riley's group. Are you really here? The leader of the foreigners smiled at Hua Min. Who are you? I'm Kevin. Mr. Chin sent me to pick you up. Mr. Chin? Hua Min narrowed her eyes and asked suspiciously. Chapter 31-39. Your husband, President Qin, Mr. Qin Shu. How did he know I was here? Hua Min clearly remembered that he didn't tell Qin Ning the exact location, let alone Qin Shu. It's like this, madam. Didn't you call home earlier? Miss Qin answered it. Later, Miss Qin got in touch with Mr. Qin. Mr. Qin asked us to find your location based on your call record with Miss Qin. We checked the phone booth and found that there was a public phone nearby. But we thought that you wouldn't be gone for too long since you're a woman, so we asked around for your whereabouts in all the nearby hotels and inns. I see. Then why didn't my husband call me himself? Hua Min asked. Mr. Qin's whereabouts aren't very safe right now. Someone is following him, so it's not convenient. For your safety, he asked us to pick you up first and then find a safe place to meet him. Oh, I see. Hua Min seemed a little hesitant. Madam, if you don't believe us, here's a recording of our conversation with Mr. Qin. Can you listen to it? Then, the man named Kevin took out his phone and walked up to Hua Min. Then, he found the number in the call record and showed it to Hua Min. It was indeed Qin Shu's phone number. Then, Kevin played the recording. Hua Min leaned over and listened. You guys go pick him up? I'll see you later. It was a simple sentence, but it sounded like Qin Shu's voice. Can I talk to him again? Hua Min looked at Kevin and asked. He didn't expect Hua Min to say this, so he was a little surprised. But President Qin is on the plane again, and his phone is off. Should we wait for him to get off? Okay. Hua Min nodded. But you can't stay here anymore, madam. You have to come with us. Huasichin's people are looking for you everywhere. It's not safe here anymore. Okay, then hurry up and get in the car with us. Then where are we going now? Did my husband say where we should meet? We're also waiting for President Chin's instructions. Now, we just need to take him to a safe place and protect him. Kevin smiled to express his friendliness toward Huamin. Huamin nodded his head as he looked at Kevin and the dozen foreign men behind him. He decided not to ask any more questions. Kevin opened the black Bentley for Huamin. After Huamin went up, Kevin smiled triumphantly. After driving for about 10 minutes, Huamin realized that the car was about to leave the town. He suddenly felt uneasy. Therefore, when they passed by a supermarket, Huamin suddenly clutched his stomach with a pained expression. It hurts. My stomach hurts so much. What's the matter, ma'am? I think I'm going to have a miscarriage. Miscarriage? You're pregnant? Kevin's face seemed to be very surprised. Yeah, didn't my husband tell you? President Chin. Maybe you didn't have time to tell us, Kevin explained. It hurts. Can you take me to the hospital? The hospital here doesn't have good facilities. I'll take you to our place. We have private doctors there. They're better than the ones here. Kevin didn't want Huamin to get out of the car. Then help me find a washroom. My stomach hurts so much that I want to go to the washroom. Otherwise, I can't do it in the car, right? Huamin frowned. After thinking for a while, Kevin glanced at the driver. Stop the car in front. We'll accompany to the washroom, Kevin ordered. Then, the car slowly stopped at the entrance of the shopping mall. I can go alone. You don't have to follow me. It's too much trouble, Huamin said. No, we have to protect you. We have to do what President Chin asked us to do. Then Kevin and his 4 men got out of the car with Huamin. Chapter 3140. When Huamin saw that this group of people wanted to follow her to the toilet, she was even more certain of her inner thoughts. However, these people were really good. They actually managed to get a recording of Chin Chu's voice. It seemed like they had gotten a recording of Chin Chu's meeting or something and then edited it. There must be a master behind this group of people. Otherwise, they wouldn't have planned it so carefully. However, they didn't dare to let Huamin talk to Chin Chu on the spot. This was the biggest loophole. After knowing Chin Chu for so many years, she understood Chin Chu's character very well. Even if he was in a hurry to catch a plane, he would still talk to Huamin. Therefore, from the beginning, Huamin obediently followed this group of people to stall for time. Because at that time in that small hotel, if she didn't follow these people, they wouldn't have let her go. If they really used force, she was afraid that it would be harmful to her unborn child. Huamin walked very slowly. Along the way, she carefully observed her surroundings to see if there was a chance to escape. Those people followed behind her closely, afraid that she would run away. In such a remote Australian town, Huamin was really fighting alone. She didn't dare to trust anyone, except for Chin Chu, who saw it with her own eyes. She really didn't trust anyone who came to pick her up or help her anymore. When she was young, she often said that there were only 2 things in the world that couldn't be looked at directly. They were the sun and the human heart. Now that she had seen so much good and evil, Huamin didn't dare to trust others casually. Finally, she arrived at the door of the toilet. Fortunately, this was a 24-hour shopping mall. There were quite a lot of people. At this time, the lights were still on. Huamin suddenly felt that there was hope for escape. Okay, madam, you can go in. We'll protect you here. Kevin and his men stood at the door. Okay. Huamin nodded and slowly walked in. When she first entered, she didn't walk in. Instead, she leaned against the wall to listen to what they were saying. Sure enough, some of Kevin's subordinates were unwilling to be left out. Mr. Kevin, are you sure there won't be any problems? In my opinion, why don't we not let her go to the bathroom and just take her away? I'm so hungry. It doesn't matter. It's dead inside. There's no other way out. There's not even a window. Where can she run to? Besides, if we use force and she notices something wrong, we won't be able to take her away smoothly. We don't want to cause trouble. Don't you remember what Sir told us? Yes, Mr. Kevin. It's up to you. None of them dared to raise any more objections. Huamin heard their conversation clearly. She heard a key person. My lord? What lord? Which lord? Huamin was a little confused. This didn't seem like the way they would address Huasiqian. Huasiqian's subordinates would usually address him as boss. If it wasn't Huasiqian, who else would want to kidnap her? Huamin quietly walked in after hearing what they said. She chose the bathroom in the mall because there were a lot of people and it wouldn't attract too much attention. Miss Hua, are you okay? Kevin was a little impatient when she didn't come out for a long time. He yelled into the women's bathroom. Yes, I'm fine. I'm having a stomachache. Wait for me. Huamin replied in fluent English. Huamin leaned against the wall and racked her brain, thinking of a way to escape. After all, if she didn't find a way to leave this time, once she got into the car with them, there might be no turning back. Suddenly, a thought flashed through her mind as she thought of an idea. Chapter 31:41. Did Huamian still remember how Huasi's men kidnapped her twin daughters? Although Huasi wasn't very smart, his plan was very well thought out. At that thought, Huamin wondered if a cleaner would come in. Just as he had this thought, he saw a woman wearing a mask walk in. She was holding a bucket and a mop. Hello, Andy. Can you do me a favor? Huamin walked over and asked. What is it, madam? There's a group of people outside. They're all bad guys. They want to kidnap my child and ask my husband for money. I'm almost 3 months pregnant. I have to leave this place now and get rid of them. So, can you lend me your clothes and things to wear? But this is my job. I can't explain myself. The woman didn't seem very willing. Huamin took out a few large dollar bills from his bag and handed them over. Please, can you help me? I'm a pregnant woman. I don't want my children and I to be kidnapped by bad guys. The woman's eyes lit up when she saw the dollars. Everyone knew that US dollars were the currency of many big countries. Even if you couldn't spend it, you could exchange it at the bank. A few hundred US dollars was equivalent to a few thousand yuan. In the end, the woman couldn't resist the temptation of money. She nodded and agreed to exchange her clothes with Huamin. 2 minutes later, the cleaner walked out of the toilet with dirty hair and a dirty face. There were water stains on her body. She was holding a bucket and a mop. She didn't walk very fast. When she walked out, Kevin and his men instinctively took a few steps back and distanced themselves from her. They had a look of disdain on their faces. After all, she was a toilet cleaner and wasn't respected by others. However, this was the effect Huamin wanted. Back then, Huasi's men took advantage of this and secretly kidnapped the twins from the toilet. Therefore, at this moment, Huamin really wanted to thank Huasiqian. At this time, he used this method to successfully leave the mall. When he walked out of the mall, Huamin left from the back door. He didn't want to attract the attention of the people at the front door. Huamin left about 5 minutes later. Kevin looked at his watch impatiently. After all, with Ian's identity as a terrorist, he had to be very careful in various countries. Are you done yet? It's been a long time, Kevin asked loudly again. This time, there was no response. Mrs. Chin, are you done? Can you answer me? Kevin asked again. Mr. Kevin, something doesn't seem right. One of his men frowned. You go in and take a look. Search them one by one. If you see anyone, bring them out. Kevin was already impatient, so he didn't plan to be polite to Huamin. However, when they entered, nothing was found. The man searched the entire female toilet and only found a cleaner who was curled up in the toilet storage room. She was wearing Huamin's clothes, but she had another face. Hence, Kevin's subordinates grabbed the female lead and dragged her in front of Kevin. Mr. Kevin, the woman disappeared. We only found this woman. Where is she? Kevin choked the woman's neck. I don't know. I don't know anything. The woman shook her head in fear. Then why are you wearing her clothes? Kevin asked fiercely. That's because she said that bad guys wanted to catch her. She's pregnant, so she changed clothes with me. Oh no. Boss, the cleaner who went out just now was Miss Hua. What should we do now? The group of people panicked. They didn't expect the person they had captured to escape. If Mr. Ian knew, he would chop off their heads. Chapter 31:42. Now you're asking me what to do? Why aren't you chasing after her? A bunch of idiots. When Kevin learned that Huamin had run away, he was so angry that he almost shot her. If he didn't do what Mr. Ian told him to do, he would be in deep trouble. At this time, he really regretted that he didn't tie this Chinese woman up directly at the small hotel and stuff her into the car. Now, there were more problems. He never thought that such a young and quiet woman would be so quick-witted. He still remembered that before he left, Lord Ian had told him not to be too rough when capturing people. He had to be gentle and try his best to coax them. It seemed that this woman was a very important person to Master Ian. After careful consideration, Kevin decided not to use force on Huamian. However, he didn't expect her to escape by slipping away halfway through. At Kevin's command, his men all ran out. In a small town like this, where there were not many Asians, there were not many of them. It was very easy to find a woman. After Huamin left them all, she kept going to crowded places. However, it was very difficult to find a crowded place in the wee hours of the morning. Foreigners had different habits and didn't have busy night markets. She dodged left and right. She learned her lesson for being followed by a black man, so she didn't dare to take the small roads or the main roads. She could only take one step at a time. Fortunately, he was lucky enough to run into a night bus that was arranged for employees working overtime in some companies. Just like that, she got on a bus. Since she didn't have any local currency, she used a large US dollar bill. The Australian driver was so shocked that his jaw almost dropped. He was about to argue with her when a kind foreign beauty helped Huamin put in the US dollar. "Are you a tourist?" she asked. Yes, I'm new here. I don't know much. Thank you." Huamin lowered her head and thanked the beauty. "It's okay. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. God bless you, girl." Okay. Huamin could tell that the beauty was a Christian. That was why she said God. However, she was indeed kind, so Huamin was sincerely grateful. In return, he put a large amount of US dollars in the beauty's hand. But the little beauty refused to accept it no matter what he said. At this time, the bus started to move slowly. Huamin looked very inconspicuous in the crowd of tall Australians. From the early hours of the previous day until now, the sky was almost bright, but they still hadn't left this small town. Was this a blessing or a curse? She didn't even know where the car was going. By the time Kevin's men came out, the bus was already far away. They searched the area several times, but they couldn't find any trace of Huamin. Kevin clenched his fists in anger. "All of you continue to search for her. You must find her, otherwise we will all be killed by the Lord." "Yes." Then, Kevin's subordinates dispersed again. On the other side, inside a motel, "How is it? Did you find anything?" Riley asked. "I found out that Miss Hua accidentally entered a small motel in the ghetto and killed a black man who tried to harm her." "Where are they now?" "Still in a small hotel." "No, he was taken away." "Who took him away?" "I'm not sure who they are." "Oh no, you guys go and find a way to stop them. We can't let Miss Hua leave Tasmania because our boss is waking up." "Boss? The boss is awake, but there's no one on the island. He's still chained up. Shouldn't we send someone to check on him?" "John, come here." Riley waved at John. Chapter 3143. "Boss, what's your order?" "Take 2 of us back to the island on a speedboat. When the boss wakes up, let him out immediately." "But we don't have the key. Miss Hua didn't give us the key either." "Are you an idiot? We can break the chains with a gun," John said to the other guy. "Oh, that works." The guy scratched his head. "Boss, are we going back now?" "Yes." Riley nodded. "How can we be sure if the boss is himself or his second personality? If it's his second personality, will he kill us?" John was one of the smarter ones and thought more about it. "It's impossible. I've given the boss medicine and he'll wake up for sure. There's no possibility of him having a second personality." "Okay, let's go now." "Yeah, the boss will probably leave the island with you guys to catch Miss Hua." "Okay." After giving the orders, Riley was still worried and followed the other guys to look for Huamin. Meanwhile, Huamin wanted to find a small motel after getting off the bus. She was worried about the safety of the motel in the ghetto last time. This time, Huamin thought she shouldn't go in. She could find a bus stop or subway station to spend the night there. But on second thought, that place wasn't as safe as a small motel. Not long after she walked, she was pleasantly surprised to find a 24-hour convenience store. The most surprising thing was that the name of the store was in Chinese. It seemed to be a Chinese store. Huamin didn't have time to think and walked in. "What do you want to buy?" The lady boss was doing some calculations with her calculator. I'm a little hungry. Can I have instant noodles here? Do you have hot water?" Yes. The lady boss found it strange that Huamian would eat instant noodles at this hour. "Are you a tourist?" The Chinese lady boss looked at Huamin and asked in Chinese. "Yeah." Huamin nodded. "Why are you walking outside at this hour? Don't you know it's dangerous here at night?" I ran into some trouble. I had to," Huamin said vaguely. "Oh, I see. All right, I'll boil some water and instant noodles for you first." The lady boss was a good person. Seeing the pitiful look on the little girl's face, she immediately felt pity for her. "Big sister, I found a foreign boyfriend, but he's a pervert. He abused me many times. We quarreled, and I'm pregnant. I'm afraid that he'll hit me again, so I ran away. I think he and his friends are looking for me everywhere. So, can you help me?" Huamin did not care anymore. He decided to give it a try. After all, not everyone was a bad person, right? Moreover, he was a Chinese. He should have pity for her. After all, they were from the same ancestor. As expected, after hearing what Huamin said, the lady boss was very surprised. "You aren't a tourist?" "I'm not. I came to this place with my boyfriend, but he's different from before. If he doesn't agree with me, he'll hit me. I regret it now. I really want to go home." Huamin said with tears in his eyes. "Io, don't cry. Miss, come in first. Big sister, can you turn off the lights and close the shop first? I'm afraid that they'll find you later and you'll be in trouble. Please, I'll compensate you if you suffer any losses." Huamin looked out the window nervously, afraid that someone would follow them in. That's not a problem. I'll close the shop now. You don't have to compensate me." The big sister seemed to believe Huamin completely. She immediately turned off the lights and locked the door. Huamin was relieved. "Come in with me, okay?" Everyone looked at the girl's pitiful look and couldn't bear to see her like this. "You just said that you're pregnant?" The big sister looked at Huamin suspiciously. Chapter 3144. If you don't believe me, you can give me a pregnancy test right now. I can show you the results," Huamin explained. "No, miss, that's not what I meant. You might have misunderstood. What I meant was that if you were really pregnant, your boyfriend would be a scumbag if he hit you." I think so too." Huamin nodded. "Come, sit down and rest. Don't tire yourself out. Thank you, big sister. You're welcome. We're all Chinese, so of course I'll help you. How far along are you?" "Almost 3 months." "Whoa. I couldn't tell that you're so skinny. A lot of things have happened recently, and I'm not in a good mood," Huamin said slowly. "Pregnant women can't eat instant noodles. It's junk food, and it's not nutritious. Wait here. I'll make you something to eat." "No, big sister, I'm grateful that you took me in. I don't want to trouble you. I'll just eat instant noodles." Huamin really didn't want to trouble this big sister. She seemed like a nice person, and she didn't want to drag her down. She didn't tell her the truth because she had some concerns. First, she was worried that big sister might betray her. Second, she was worried that the more big sister knew, the more trouble she would cause in the future. Therefore, Huamin made up the story of her foreign boyfriend beating her up just to cover it up. "It's no trouble, it's okay. I'm a good cook, and it's more than enough to make you a bowl of hot vegetable noodle soup. Wait here." The big sister was a nice person, so Huamin couldn't stop her. She went into the kitchen anyway. Huamin sat in the small room and looked around the small convenience store. It wasn't big at all. The big sister sold a lot of things that Chinese people like to eat. There were even some pickled vegetables, fermented bean curd, chili sauce, and other specialties. It was really heartwarming to see things from China in a foreign country. Soon, the big sister came out with hot noodle soup and placed it on the small table beside Huamin. "Sister, eat it while it's hot. Don't starve the baby in your belly." "Really, big sister, I don't know how to thank you." "Aya, don't be so courteous. Come eat more. I'll bring you some pickled vegetables. As she spoke, she got up and went to the shelf of the supermarket to find a bag of pickled mustard for Huamin. To be able to eat a bowl of piping hot noodles in the middle of the night was truly a blessing. Miss, it's not that I want to nag at you. Huh, there's a phenomenon in China that's really bad. Many domestic girls like to worship foreigners and fawn over them. They think that foreigners who know how to chant scriptures are so rich, as if they're superior to foreigners. But the truth isn't that simple. Many domestic girls are hot-headed and marry foreigners. Not only do they not speak the same language, but the cultural differences between the two sides are huge. After a long time, their relationship will definitely not last. In the end, their families will be ruined. I've been in Australia for many years, and I've seen a lot of such things. I really don't agree with some young girls who find foreign husbands just to worship. It's not that good abroad, and it's not necessarily paradise. Big sister, I understand what you mean. Huamin nodded guiltily. Looking at you like this, even I feel sorry for you. My shop hired a girl who came from China to work. She wanted to earn some money so she could go home and get married, but she didn't want to. I don't know where she found a black man, but when they came back to China, they were detained at the airport. A large amount of heroin was found in the suitcase. She was dumbfounded. Even after being sold, she still helped others count the money. Tell me, isn't this a tragedy? You young girls. Sigh, I don't know what to say. Girl, you're quite young. What do you do for a living? The big sister asked casually. Huamin hesitated. Chapter 31:45. I'm an intern doctor, actually. Huh, doctor? You're a medical student? MHM. Huamin nodded. That's amazing. Let me tell you, we need Chinese doctors like you overseas who can open their own private clinics, because it's really hard to get a number here. It's different from our country. Look at you. Why do you have to suffer? Why don't you abort the child and break up with your boyfriend? I'll introduce you to someone else. Let me tell you, I have a friend whose son is really outstanding. He works in Sydney as a financial planner and earns tens of thousands a month. He has a car and a house, and he's already an Australian citizen. Do you know what's so good about this place? It's because there are so few people in Australia that the government encourages people to have more children. The more children you have, the more subsidies you get. Isn't that great? Huamin suddenly didn't know what to say. What do you think of my suggestion, girl? Big sis, I appreciate your kindness, but I can't abort the child. It's my child after all. I'm not that heartless. That's easy. Why don't your husband come down, and I'll find someone to adopt the child for you. Otherwise, you won't be able to find a good man to marry. I don't want to find one. I've never thought about it. What are you talking about? You're still young. I'm not young anymore. I'm 27, almost 30, Huamin corrected her. You're still young, silly girl. You should make plans for yourself while you're still young. Huamin suddenly felt uncomfortable lying. No wonder people always said that people shouldn't lie so easily. One lie had to be covered up with 100 lies. She really wanted to tell her sister the truth. Not only was she old, but she also had 2 cute daughters. But then, she thought about it and decided to continue chatting with her sister. It wasn't true anyway. Young lady, listen to me. You're right, big sis. How did you come to Australia? From your accent, you sound like you're from Shandong. Yeah, how did you know? Her sister was surprised. Because I've been there before. The people there are very simple and warm. Yes, my hometown is Yanggu in Shandong province, the hometown of martial arts. Have you heard of it? Yes, it's a very famous place. Huamin nodded. Me? I've been here for 7 or 8 years. At first, my daughter came here because she was gambling. Then, she settled down here and found a Chinese husband. Later, she gave birth to a child and had no one to take care of it. So I came here to help. Later, when the child went to school, I had nothing to do, so my daughter opened a small shop for me to pass the time. Is your husband here too? Huamin asked. My husband died 15 years ago in a car accident. Oh, I'm sorry, big sister. I didn't mean it. It's fine. Let's talk about you. If you're willing, I'll tell my old friend that both mother and son are in Sydney tomorrow. What do you think? Ahem. Big sis, I'm done eating. I'm going to wash the dishes. Let me do it. You're pregnant now. You can't do this. Everyone snatched Huo Min's bowl away. It could be seen that he was really a very warm-hearted person. Big sis, I'm a little tired. I'm going to sleep for a while. I'll be fine after a short nap. How can that be? Go upstairs. That's my bedroom. It's clean. It's not only dirty here, but it's also cold. It's really fine. I'll stay here until daybreak. You're leaving at daybreak? Why are you in such a hurry? Where are you going now? I'm going back to China to find my family, Huo Min said. Just as she finished speaking, before Big Sister could reply, the sound of noisy footsteps suddenly came from outside the door. The camera saw her disappear around here. Search every house. You must find her. The foreman's voice came from outside. Huo Min was shocked and quickly got up. Chapter 31:46. Oh my God. Are these people here to catch you? The woman seemed to be a little flustered. Yeah. Huo Min nodded. Quick, hide in my closet upstairs. Don't let them find you. Everyone found a place for Huo Min to hide. However, Huo Min refused to do it. No, sis, they'll definitely turn your house upside down. I have to leave here. But it's not even dawn yet. Where are you going? It's okay. I can go anywhere. I can't drag you into this. Sis, is there a back door? I have to leave. Can't you hide in the basement or something? Do you have to leave? You don't understand these people's methods. They won't give up until they find me. You and I just met by chance, and you've helped me up to this point. It's already very kind of you. You even cooked noodles for me. Big sister, I'll remember this kindness in my heart. Huo Min took out some US dollars. Oh, my little girl, you're still thinking of giving me money at a time like this? I don't want it. If that's the case, hurry up and leave through the back door. The woman refused to take the money no matter what. Then if I don't die, I'll definitely repay you. Thank you, sis. Huo Min was very serious. She bent down and bowed deeply to this warm-hearted woman from Shandong. This was probably the only warm-hearted person she had met on her escape. Don't do that, Mississippi. You're pregnant. Don't get hit. The woman was also a little flustered. Then, Huo Min followed the woman out of the convenience store through the back door. At this time, the sky seemed to be about to brighten. The sky was beginning to turn white. Miss, how about you find a place to hide first? When the sun rises and the workers go to work, you can go to the Chinese consulate and ask for protection. They'll definitely do their best to send you back to China. They won't let your boyfriend hurt you. Okay. Huo Min nodded and didn't explain further. Then, I'll leave first. Big sister, if they come in, just say that you don't know anything. Those people probably won't do anything to you. Yeah, I'm fine. I've been here for 7 or 8 years, so I know how to deal with them. Just like that, Huo Min thanked the big sister again and left the convenience store under her gaze. Huo Min actually didn't know where to go. He wasn't very familiar with this unfamiliar place, so he could only go wherever he went. However, she knew that she had to try her best to avoid it. If she was caught, it wouldn't be easy for her to escape. This was for sure. Sydney, Australia. After receiving Lu Yan's call, Xiao Fei met her at the hotel. When Lu Yan pushed open the door and walked in, it was obvious that she wasn't in a good mood. How is it? Did you find it? Xiao Fei stood up. No, damn it. I checked one by one, but it's not her, Lu Yan said in a huff. That's impossible. Since Qin Chu found out that Sister Mian was in Australia, she must be in Australia. How could he not find her after checking so many places? Xiao Fei thought that Qin Chu's source of information couldn't be wrong. We checked all the files. What do you mean? Xiao Fei seemed to have understood something. The key is that there are still files. Australia is too fucking strange. The islands sold by the government are monopolized by the owners of the islands for the second or third time. It's harder than climbing to the sky to find out. Then what should we do? Xiao Fei walked over and wanted to comfort Lu Yan. Chapter 31:47. What should I do? Do nothing? Anyway, I'll do whatever it takes to find my sister. Didn't you say my brother-in-law is in Sydney? When will he meet me? Xiao Fei asked. I don't know yet. I've sent him all the relevant information. With his personality, he'll contact me when he arrives in Sydney. Then, Lu Yin looked at her watch. It's already so late. You should be here, unless Lu Yin wanted to say something but stopped. No, we can't wait any longer. I'm running out of patience. I have to go to Smith's house. I think this old psycho is hiding something. I'll go with you. Xiao Fei stood up. Aren't you afraid of being traumatized? Lu Yin teased Xiao Fei with a smile. He's the one who's traumatized, Xiao Fei said calmly. Huh? Where's Amy? Lu Yin looked around, but didn't see her female subordinate inside or outside the room. I sent her away, Xiao Fei said. Why did you send her away? I'm here to protect you, you idiot, Lu Yin said. I don't need a burden. Thank you, Xiao Fei explained and walked out of the room. Lu Yin shook her head helplessly at his aloofness. Just like that, Lu Yin didn't see Qin Chu. Feeling impatient, she went to Smith's house with Xiao Fei again. He wanted to interrogate Smith about the whereabouts of the secret island by torturing him. South Hill Manor. There was a 2-hour time difference between China and Australia, so it was around 4 a.m. in Australia. In China, it was around 2 a.m., the darkness before dawn. In the upstairs bedroom of South Hill Manor, Pudding had a scary dream. She dreamed that during her and her sister's birthday party, her mom suddenly came back. Then, she was covered in blood. Before she could ask, her mom fell to the ground and blood flowed like a river. She kept calling her mom, but she wouldn't wake up no matter what. Pudding woke up in fright, sweating profusely. Then he started to pant heavily. Mommy, don't. Little Bean suddenly woke up from her sleep. Pudding hugged her sister instinctively. Little Bean, wake up. Sis, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Little Bean choked. What's wrong? Did you have a nightmare? Pudding asked softly. Yeah, I dreamt that Mommy fell off the cliff again and was washed away by the sea. I miss Mommy, Little Bean said as she cried. Coincidentally, Pudding also had a bad dream. It seemed that Pudding and his sister's hearts were really connected. Don't cry, silly. I heard that dreams are reversed. If you have such a dream, it means that Mommy will be back soon. Really? Sis, don't lie to me. Little Bean stopped crying and hugged her sister even tighter. Yes, I'm not lying to you, really. I hope Mommy will come back soon. I really, really miss her. Sis, when Mommy comes back, the two of us have to listen to her and not make her angry, okay? Okay, I'll be a good boy and won't make Mommy angry again. Pudding nodded sadly. Tasmania, mean, stumbled all the way to an abandoned overpass. She found that walking on the overpass was too eye-catching. There weren't many people on the road, and if she continued walking, she would be caught soon. As soon as she reached the overpass, before she could catch her breath, a figure suddenly pounced on her from behind and grabbed her tightly. She was so shocked that she was about to scream when she smelled the scent that she hadn't felt for a long time coming from her neck. At this moment, it was as if her heart was about to stop. Chapter 3148. Mian, I'm here to take you home. Qin Chu's voice was very soft, as if he was afraid that he would scare Huamin if he spoke louder. The moment she heard Qin Chu's voice, Huamin, who had been holding on for the past few days, finally burst into tears. She turned around abruptly and wrapped her arms tightly around Qin Chu's neck. She was so scared that if she let go of him, he would still be there. Huamin leaned against Qin Chu's chest and cried quietly. Although it wasn't heart-wrenching or earth-shattering, Qin Chu knew that she must have suffered a lot these days. Don't cry, good girl, my heart will break. Qin Chu carefully reached out his hand and wiped Huamin's tears. Honey, I'm fine. So is the baby. After crying, Huamin was afraid that Qin Chu would be worried, so she immediately reported her condition. I know. Qin Chu held Huamin's face in his hands and gently kissed her forehead, cheeks, and the tip of her nose. Finally, his lips landed on her slightly cold and fatally seductive lips. This kiss felt as if it had been a lifetime ago. Huamin felt like she hadn't seen Qin Chu for a few lifetimes. Her emotions were extremely complicated. Surprise, shock, excitement, relief, and grievance. In short, Everything was contained in her tears. It's too cold here. Let's go. Let's get in the car first. After speaking, without waiting for Huamin to speak, Qin Shu directly carried Huamin horizontally and walked out from under the overpass, stepping on the muddy road. Sir, your injury. The subordinate who followed them was also worried that Qin Shu's injury would be torn if he carried the madam like this, since he had just undergone surgery. However, before he could speak, Qin Shu's cold gaze scared him into swallowing his words. Before he came here, he had already told them not to tell Huamin about the surgery. Everything would be decided by Huamin. He did not want Huamin to worry about his health. Hubby, what's wrong with you? Seeing his subordinate's hesitant look, he asked. Qin Shu smiled gently. Then, he couldn't help but lower his head again and kiss Huamin's lips. It's okay. I didn't sleep much because I was rushing to catch the plane. They were afraid that I would fall asleep while holding you and throw you on the ground. Huamin, Mr. Qin's joke wasn't funny at all. Along the way, Huamin was like a koala bear, clinging tightly to Qin Shu's chest and refusing to come down. Hubby, am I heavy? Yes, it's not light. Ah, that's because your second child took up a portion of your weight. Yes, the baby said that he wasn't going to take the blame for Mommy. He wasn't born yet, Qin Shu said in all seriousness. Ha, hubby, can you not be so funny? Are you trying to make me laugh to death so that you can take over my silver account in King of Glory? Qin Shu, just like that, in order to ease the tense atmosphere, Qin Shu kept teasing Huamin. Qin Shu didn't want to cry at their reunion after such a long separation. The problem was his beloved wife was pregnant. Crying too much was not good for both the child and the mother. Therefore, Mr. Qin was going all out. He had always been a serious person, but now he was acting funny like Tang Chuan and Su Yu. Qin Shu carried Huamin into the back seat of the black Mercedes-Benz Spider. Sir, what should we do with the people who try to kill Madam? One of Qin Shu's subordinates stood at the car door and asked carefully. Qin Shu raised his right hand and made a gotcha gesture. His subordinates immediately understood. Hubby, how did you know I was here? How did you find me? Huamin was amazed. She rested her head on Qin Shu's shoulder and asked coquettishly. Qin Shu knew that she was in Tasmania and that she was hiding under an overpass. Did he use a satellite to locate her? That was way too accurate. Chapter 3149. Because we have telepathy. PSH, I don't believe you. Hurry up and tell me. I really want to know. At this moment, Huamin didn't care about Dr. Hua's image or the halo of a genius girl. She just wanted to cuddle up in Mr. Qin's arms and act like a spoiled child. Ningning called me and told me that you called home. I looked at the number on the caller ID and found that you were in Tasmania. So you came here directly? Yeah, I was going to Sydney, but after I found your location, I flew here directly. But Tasmania is big, okay? How did you find me so quickly? Huamin still couldn't believe it. I first went to the small hotel where you made the first call, but I found that you weren't there. I also knew that there were two groups of people after you. So I was even more anxious, so I asked a special friend to help me. A special friend? Huamin was even more confused. Barton, come here. Qin Shu whistled. A tall black military dog immediately ran over to Qin Shu's car. It stuck out its tongue and looked extremely beautiful. Military dog? Yeah, I asked a friend to get it. It was flown in from Sydney. I heard it's very good. It can find the owner of your old stuff just by smelling it. So, what did you take from me and let the military dog smell it? Huamin was even more curious. Qin Shu carefully took out a piece of clothing from his handbag and showed it to Huamin. Seeing the clothing, Huamin was so touched that she almost cried again. This was her work uniform at Southside. It was a white lab coat and was her favorite. She hadn't had time to wash it yet, so not only did it have her scent on it, but also had the smell of formalin disinfectant. Oh my God, you're amazing. Huamin was impressed by her husband's meticulous thinking. At a time like this, he was especially thoughtful. By the way, hubby, Huasiqian is still on that island. That island. I don't know what it's called, and I can't tell you where it is. But Huasiqian has a man named Riley, a German. He has always worked for Huasiqian, and he should still be in this town. If you catch him, you will know where Hua Xiqian is hiding. Yes, I know. I've already sent someone to do it. Also, Hua Xiqian's second personality came out. That's why I had a chance. Huamin wanted to tell her husband everything that had happened. However, Qin Shu reached out and covered her mouth. Mian, don't worry. What you need to do now is rest. Get a good night's sleep. I'll take care of everything. Okay? Qin Shu's gentle voice was like a magic drug, making Huamin let down her guard and relax. Yeah, I didn't sleep well. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy, haha. Huamin smiled. Qin Shu hugged her and let her head rest on his lap. Luckily, there was enough space in the car. Hubby, are the kids okay? Huamin's voice sounded tired. They're fine. What about Mom, Dad, Mom, and Jixin? They're fine too. What about Su Yu and the others? Good. What about Lingling and Xiaowei? Everyone's fine. Qin Shu patiently answered each of her questions. Why go back? I really want to go back to work at Southside. I miss Jia, my friends, and my colleague, President Wu. The more Huamin talked, the more sleepy she became. In less than 2 minutes, she fell asleep. At this moment, Qin Shu took out his cell phone and dialed Lu Yan's number. Brother-in-law, how's it going? You didn't come to Sydney because you found something new? Lu Yan was anxious. Look who this is. Qin Shu pointed the cell phone camera at the sleeping Huamin. Chapter 3150. Lu Yan looked at the camera and saw Hua Min's sleeping face. Her eyes lit up. Big sister. She said affectionately. When did you find her? Lu Yan was thrilled. Just now. She's not hurt, is she? No. She and the baby are fine. My goodness. My goodness. I'm so excited. No. Send me your current address. I'll fly to you right now. I'm not in a hurry. I have some things to take care of. I'll take her to Sydney to meet you later. Can I talk to her? Lu Yan bit her lips like a little girl and didn't know what to do. She must be tired from hiding and just fell asleep. Qin Shu explained. At this moment, Xiao Fei walked over and placed his hand on Lu Yan's shoulder. Yin, Sister Mian, must be exhausted. Let her rest. Didn't our brother-in-law say he'd take her to Sydney? But I can't wait. Lu Yan was slightly disappointed. I promise you that I'll be there soon. I won't call the professor because I don't think the signal source in Tasmania is that safe. I'm afraid that it will be monitored or tracked and bring him trouble. So, tell him that your sister has been found and tell him not to worry. Okay, I'll contact my dad. Lu Yan nodded. That's all. See you later. Okay. Lu Yan hung up reluctantly. Then, she turned around excitedly and threw her arms around Xiao Fei's neck. Wow, Psycho Xiao. You found my sister. She's fine. She and the baby are fine. I know. I heard everything. Xiao Fei smiled helplessly. This girl was like a bandit when she was domineering, but she was like a child when she was coquettish. It was a big contrast, but Xiao Fei liked the real Lu Yan. She said whatever was on her mind and never schemed against others. My sister will come to Sydney soon. What do you think I should wear when I see her? By the way, what should I take her to eat? Chinese food or Western food? Should we go to the Sydney Opera House to take photos? My sister has never been to Australia. And should I give her a koala bear as a souvenir? Tell me, is a koala better or a kangaroo better? When the time comes, I can send them back to China with my private jet. My 2 little nieces will also like it very much, right? Xiao Fei. What's with that look on your face? Can you give me some ideas? Lu Yan was excited that her sister had returned safely. Xiao Fei felt that he couldn't get a word in. My beloved Miss Lu Yan, can you stop imagining things? It's good that my sister is fine. The 4 of us can eat and drink tea together. We're already very happy. Don't be so sensational with your kangaroos and koalas. It's so eye-catching. What if the Australian government comes to find trouble with us? You think I'm afraid of those bureaucrats? What a joke. Do you believe that I can blow them up with a bomb? Lu Yan said domineeringly. The subordinates behind him all laughed. Who did you want to blow up at the slightest provocation? Other people might think that Lu Yan was bragging. But for Lu Yan, She could make a simple bomb in less than 30 seconds. Her own headquarters had countless bombs of different sizes. Her firepower was so strong that even Ian forgot to stop. No wonder she was the professor's daughter. She was indeed a bomb genius. Okay. I believe you. You're the best. Xiao Fei laughed as well. Seeing Lu Yin in such a good mood, his efforts weren't wasted. Psycho Xiao, you played a big part in seducing Schmidt. Tell me, what do you want as a reward? Lu Yin suddenly thought of this joke. Chapter 31:51. Can you give me any reward I want? Of course. As long as it's within my power, I'll give you money, beautiful women, luxury cars, weapons, and even bombs. Lu Yin was in a good mood after rescuing Huan Mian, so she promised generously. I'm sure it's within your power, but I'm afraid you won't give it to me. Bullshit. I've always been an indomitable spirit. How can I go back on my words? Who do you think I am? Lu Yin was furious. If you say so, then I'll take it. Xiao Fei rubbed the tip of his nose and rolled his eyes. Tell me about it. Lu Yin waved her hand in a forthright manner. At this moment, Lu Yan's subordinates began to whisper among themselves. Hey, what do you think young Master Qiao wants? Could it be some kind of powerful weapon? I don't think so. Young Master Qiao isn't interested in weapons. Then he can't give you US dollars. The Qiao family is rich, and young Master Qiao doesn't care about money. Do you think he'll take away our boss's private jet? Or the limited edition Bugatti Veyron that boss won when he was racing in Florida? No way. I didn't know that young Master Qiao liked cars. Young Master Qiao is a shrewd person. We can't easily see through what he's thinking. Otherwise, why would he be with boss for so long? Anyway, let's wait for the show. The thing that young Master Qiao wants is definitely not ordinary. Psycho Qiao, tell me, do you want me to die from anxiety? Lu Yin was impatient. Give me a baby, Xiao Fei said solemnly after 5 seconds of silence. Lu Yin, fuck. The people behind Lu Yin burst into laughter, except for a female subordinate, Amy. Lu Yin was at a loss for words. You're the leader of a mercenary group. You won't go back on your words, right? Xiao Fei began to write a note to Lu Yin. It's okay if you go back on your words. I don't expect you to keep your word anyway, Xiao Fei said deliberately. Damn you. When have I, Lu Yin, ever gone back on my words? So, when are you going to give birth to my child? Xiao Fei asked calmly. After all, Lu Yin was a girl. No matter how tough she was, she would still feel shy when it came to the intimacy between men and women. Therefore, her cheeks turned crimson. Wow, look, our boss is blushing. That's for sure. Boss is interested in young Master Qiao as well. The two of them often argue with each other. If boss gets married, all the mercenaries and assassins in the world will come. That scene, just thinking about it makes my blood boil. You guys are overthinking it. Who knows what's going on? AI Me suddenly said. AI Me, what's wrong with you? How can you pour cold water on us when we're in such high spirits? Someone retorted. I'm not. I'm just stating facts. Boss has made a lot of enemies over the years. Once boss gets married and gets pregnant, she won't be as agile as before. I'm afraid she'll be hunted down by the whole world. Our boss won't do such a thing. Chapter 31:52. Damn it. Give birth now. Let's go. Take off your clothes. Lu Yin pulled Xiao Fei toward the suite in the hotel. Xiao Fei, haha. Do you think our boss is serious this time? Who knows? Maybe our boss wanted to take advantage of young Master Qiao for a long time. His subordinates were watching the drama unfold. AI Mi's face was dark. She couldn't understand. Young Master Qiao was a handsome young master of an aristocratic family. Why would he like a wild woman like Lu Yin? In a small town in Tasmania, the sky was completely bright. The convenience store was in a mess. The average-sized shop was smashed beyond recognition. The shopkeeper was forced to kneel on the ground, shivering in fear. A group of people locked up the convenience store and interrogated the lady boss. So, you still don't want to tell me? Kevin pulled the shopkeeper's hair viciously. I really don't know. That girl stayed for a while and left after eating a bowl of noodles. Stop pretending. If she didn't know you, why would she come to your small store? I really don't know her. It's just that since we're all Chinese, I'll help if I can. Besides, as her boyfriend, you're such a scumbag. You hit your girlfriend when she's pregnant. Are you still human? The lady boss was also a sentimental person. Seeing Kevin, she thought he was the scumbag Huamin said beat her up. Boyfriend? What the hell is this? Kevin was also dumbfounded. At this moment, the lady boss said, let me tell you, this young lady came all the way to Australia with you. It must be because of love. If you don't treat her well, don't make promises to her. Now that you've brought her out and left her home, you're going to be judged by God. What nonsense are you talking about? Are you crazy? Kevin was a little annoyed. Anyway, I'm just fighting for justice for a Chinese girl. You were tricked by that woman, right? Kevin heard something. That's impossible. That girl is indeed pregnant. Her lower abdomen is slightly bulging. Even I can see it. The eldest sister firmly believed that Huamin's pregnancy was real. I said, what she told you isn't true. She's not my girlfriend. Let me tell you, that woman's identity is very special. She's the person my boss is looking for. If you don't tell me where she is, I'll send you to meet your God right now. After saying that, Kevin took out a black pistol and pressed it against the lady boss's head. The lady boss felt her entire body go numb. This was a foreign country, and these pistols were not toy guns. They were all real. Right now, his life was hanging by a thread. You, don't mess around. Let me tell you, my daughter and son-in-law are very powerful here. They know a very famous lawyer. You guys are messing around in my shop and threatening me. You won't have a good ending. Boss, this woman talks a lot of nonsense. Why don't we just kill her? One of his subordinates suggested. Kevin seemed to have lost his patience. He didn't want to listen to the eldest sister's nagging anymore. I'll ask you one last time. Where did that woman go? Where did she go? When did she go? You better tell me. The lady boss suddenly realized that this wasn't as simple as a boyfriend and girlfriend quarreling. These people didn't look like ordinary street thugs. Could it be that that girl really tricked her? If she said that she didn't know, she would be killed by this guy immediately. But she really didn't know. That girl disappeared after going out the back door. You won't tell me? Very well. Then don't blame me, Kevin said as he slowly pulled the trigger in his hand. The lady boss was so scared that she broke out in a cold sweat. She closed her eyes, knowing that she was done for. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.